so this is going to be what you need to know. No idea what's going to come out in these. Whatever message Spirit thinks that you need to hear the most. So 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is the Last Rose Tarot, and this is just this little, I call it a staff, but this little wand with the crown on top. And then pile 2 is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, and this shiny ladybug. And then pile 3 is the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, which I haven't used in a while. It's pretty worn out. So, but I just feel really called to use it tonight. So, and then this is a piece of, or a key. Okay. So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be down below, and I'll see your pile. Hey, pile 1. So, real quick, if you chose the, I call it the, like, it looks like a little staff, you know, it reminds me of the Empress. It looks like something the Empress would have sitting next to her. You have this crown, you know, here on top. And also, the fact that y'all chose the Last Rose Tarot, which this tarot deck is off of Etsy, it's awesome. And it's actually based off of the Bachelorette with the Last Rose. So that might be significant somehow in your reading. I'm going to consider that going into this. So, best place to put that. Let's put that there. Okay, so I pulled a bunch of different tarot decks, and I realized the ones that I pulled are not the ones I wanted. So I went back and pulled some different ones. And so now we have the Spirit Animal Oracles. And then I'm also going to use the Alice in Wonderland Oracles as well, which I also haven't used in a while. But we're using them now. It is nighttime here where I am. Probably won't get this out for a couple of days, this video, but because my uploads have been super slow. I had a little bit of an ice storm here where I am in Texas. So I'm having to deal with that. Not such great internet where I am. Okay, so pile 1. What does pile 1 need to know, Spirit? What does pile 1 need to know? Can we have an animal card, please? Their energy, what do they need to know? We have the Spider Spirit. Number 56, make your dreams real. I have another one, please. We have the number 23. I saw this. I don't know if y'all, when I was shuffling there and the cards flipped over, if you want to go back and look, it was this card here that was on top. And I was just thinking when I saw that card, I actually heard someone say today that the eagle is like a direct spirit animal, like a direct message from spirit. And it's interesting that I just heard that, and here it is. It's also interesting that you have 56 and 23 here. There may be something to do with repetitive numbers, or a process of something where you're missing the foundation of that and the beginning and the end. So you're missing the foundation of a process of something, and there's a idea of the beginning of that and the end of that. And if that is something that is, is going to transpire or happen, right? You have 2, 3, you're missing 4, and 5 and 6. So the way the eagle, now that I have this direction, the way that the eagle is actually looking at this web is something that is making me feel as if you're in a position to where you're looking back on the significance of maybe the way that a web was built the way that things transpired for you, and you're reanalyzing it. You're really kind of going back and looking at it in a kind of a different way. And I think this is having to do with your life in general in a way, but also your life experiences up until this point. You're really kind of taking more of a bigger picture of your life and kind of reliving it in a way, in a different way. You're also wanting to kind of excel, wanting to kind of, you want to change your web. You know, you want to change the workings of what your web is, what your foundation is. And you could be kind of juggling two different areas or two different options that you have. One of these options I feel like is something that is really like a big goal or dream for you, something that's really kind of really outside of your normal. Like the other idea is something that's more normal, you know, more something that is in the ordinary. And the other is something that's very out of the ordinary here for you, something that's very different. And you want to lean towards the one where it has more of a clean slate, more of a new beginning with it, more of a clear point of view. But there's something to do with the sense of pride that you would have to kind of work yourself through in order to kind of get to this other, really the other choice that you want to make for yourself. It has to do with some kind of dream that you want to put into a reality. And there's something behind this, like something to do with how your pride would have to take a hit, or you would have to kind of put your pride into this idea that you have and playing it out. It's a part of this that holds you back. I think if this pride sense of things wasn't there, then you would already kind of be moving into this direction. There's definitely something to do with your life in general, where you're kind of going back and kind of reliving the web that you have in your life, and how all of it was put together and the broken pieces of that, how you kind of want to go back and mend kind of those broken pieces as far as your mental space goes, things in your life that you've went through. And some of you, it's just within a year's time, because this is the new year, kind of we're looking back. But you're kind of looking at these things and you're saying kind of, how do you feel about certain situations now that you've kind of spent some time past things and you can go back and look? How are you looking at those situations now versus how you were then, and the way you've evolved since then? Especially for those of you that may feel like you've came into some kind of new awareness for yourself, like you've really seen a higher point of view of something, or you've gained some sort of knowledge or information from something. Funny how y'all chose the one with the crown on it. This reminds me of the crown. I know it's not, but it just reminds me of the crown. And he has the same, he's got the royal crown on his head. There's a idea that you're wanting to take like a position, you know, you want to take like a role or more of the lead, and seeing kind of your life as well, kind of in a bigger perspective, maybe broader than you've been able to see it up until this point. And the reason that you're able to see it in the way that you are is because you now have this, your web, you see your web is destroyed now. So you have to go back and change it and build it bigger and stronger, different way, a foundation here, because that's what you're missing is the number 4. And it's an idea here that Spirit's kind of in the sense of, you know, Spirit has your back. Like they also have this higher perspective of how things are meant to turn out, and the reason that you're kind of in this position that you're in currently, and how to kind of move into this. If you didn't have everything the way that it is at this moment in time, you wouldn't be able to kind of really kind of open your mind up to a more clear view. If it's like walking into a room and it being completely blank, having a completely blank canvas to work with. And then walking out of the room and then walking back in it, and then going back, and it's just like a cluttered space. And it's this idea of this, you know, the web is ended in this way, but now you have this opportunity to kind of redo everything completely blank, and that this is actually easier than it is to go in and move around everything. I think that you're not realizing how far you've actually came compared to where you were in your mental space. All that stuff that used to keep you from doing things back before this, all those things that would keep you in that Eight of Swords energy, that trapped kind of energy where you felt like you didn't know what choice to make, which decision to make. You had times where you experienced a lot of anxiety about things. You're more in control of your mind space now, and this is like the perfect point for you to be able to kind of start a clean slate and have a new foundation built for yourself. And Spirit has your back here. You know, they can see everything. They know the decisions that you're making and the growth that you've had and the changes that are ahead. You know, they know all this stuff, and they're asking here to, you know, express. Make those dreams real. Now's your opportunity to make those dreams real. You need to kind of look at this in that way. See that higher perspective like they can. Okay. I'm going to get one more oracle card because I want to see what they're wanting me to do with that. All that information that just kind of splurted out. Now let's see what am I needing to focus on? What is here? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Keeping up. Guess what number it is? It's the number 40. There's your 4. You're missing in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, keeping up, immense effort, advance. You're getting an advance. For some of you, you're getting advance on your time. So for some of you, you may be kind of wondering about your time when it comes to building your foundation. Don't get too far much in your head about that, especially if it's keeping you up at night. That you have this advanced gift of time at this moment. They're giving you, I don't know what that means for you guys. It could look a little different for everybody, but they're giving you some sort of advance of time. There's something that you're coming into contact with that is giving you an opportunity to have extra time in making a decision or trying to really calculate what it is that you want for yourself now moving forward, that you have kind of more of a clean slate. There's a huge significant meaning behind this. Don't blur that, okay? Don't mess with your time. That's what they're saying. Don't mess with your time. This time is valuable, and there's something here, guys. You'll know what I'm talking about. Each of you is going to be something different. You have something that Spirit has kind of sent your way to give you a reasonable, more advanced time, so that you can kind of really contemplate on what it is that you actually want moving forward. It's important for you to be able to look at this and have some sort of gauge on what it is you really want. They don't want you to feel pressured into moving into this. They want you to be able to have a little time so you can really kind of put a heavy emphasis on this dream and not kind of feel like you have to stick to like a simpler thing. They really want you to put like a significance on it. It's like the more time you have to think about it, if you use that wisely, the better the dream is capable of being. But if you feel rushed or in a hurry, like you have to do something fast, or it could keep you from being able to really kind of sit on all that. And then you'll get to a point where you're like, oh, man, I should have thought of that. It's something to do with them giving you amount of time to take your time creating this foundation that you really want for yourself. Dream big. Dream big. This is what you've wanted. This is what you've waited for. May come very abruptly and not in the way that you expected at all, but they're saying that you can make this happen now moving forward. The Three of Swords is here with the Bachelorette in reverse. Heartbreak is supposed to move us towards, really, there's that 4 again, by the way. Heartbreak is supposed to really move us to where we can really take control of our own selves. You may have been through some recent heartbreak. There's something to do with the separation here as well. You could have went through a separation with someone recently. This doesn't have to be a romantic partner. The Three of Swords can be just a heartbreak over something just not working out in the way that you wanted it to. You could be just going through some pain right now over something. Feeling lonely even. Just whatever that is for you guys. It's a little different for everybody. But you kind of realizing that you can take the control here. You're the one to do it. And I feel like it's just very self-focused. Not really not so much so being in concern of what leading others around you into a certain position, but you just being in a position yourself. Not how everybody else can kind of fit in line with that. This is something that you need to kind of really establish for yourself before, not that others you can't think about others, but it's something that you need to be thinking about yourself right now so that you can be in control and you can establish something for yourself without having others. Okay. I just did a personal reading that this sounds very similar to in some ways. So if you're watching this, I'm not going to say your name, but that's pretty crazy. Okay. Colin, what do they need to know? King of Cups. The single dad. You may feel alone in where you are, and that might not be exactly what you were anticipating. You have Justice in reverse. You have the Star in reverse. There's some sort of wish that you were holding on to or something that you were holding on to, and it could have been a person that you have love for here. There was a lack of being, that situation coming together or being justified in the way that you want. There could be even a sense of karma that played into this. But you've kind of lost hope in that situation. Yeah. The Three of Wands. You're now in this position to where you're waiting for the next thing to kind of come. You're waiting for that next destination. For some of you, this has to do within your life. You're just waiting for that next thing to happen for you. Whatever happened here for you guys, there was some sort of, you feel, injustice that was done. Okay. Okay. So this is a special card in this deck. It's called the Producer Plant. And upright, it's kind of like the Tower, but it's being done by someone particular. When it's in reverse, it's almost like you kind of done this, you're recognizing that in a way you've kind of done this to yourself. You've kind of caused this to yourself, or you're looking at it and wondering if maybe this is karma kind of coming back on you in some kind of way, or playing out towards you in some kind of way. And losing hope in a way of the future, or there's just something that you really wanted that just didn't come together. And that's kind of a closed door now. So now it's like on to the next thing. Wow. The High Priestess. Pisces energy, Scorpio energy, Libra, Aquarius as well. So we have the Advisor. It's the High Priestess. And you have this inner knowing that you're kind of meant to be where you are currently. There's this inner knowing that you're saying to yourself, I'm here in the place that I'm meant to be. I just know that I am. I just know that I'm meant to be where I'm at. It feels right. It feels like I should be where I'm at. And also understanding that there's a higher meaning behind it. And knowing that internally, having that inner knowing and that wisdom, that there is definitely a higher meaning behind what you're experiencing here. And it's meant to make you move directions. Why is the King of Cups here? You have the Page of Pentacles, the Optimist. No. Page of Wands, I'm sorry. Why is the Justice here? I want this one. Ten of Wands. How crazy. This is the Page of Pentacles. The rings are the pentacles, the roses are the wands. This is, you feel like some sort of burden that's kind of laying on you. This is something you've been carrying for a long time. You may have felt for a long time like you were trying to be there for someone, or in a position where you were trying to kind of be someone's, I don't know how to be the weight for someone, because you have a shoulder to cry on here, and then you have these two people that are sitting here, and it says the hot seat. Something to do with an attachment here to someone. That's like a weight you've been carrying, and the injustice behind that. Something to do with the injustice behind that is, it feels like a burden. The Page of Pentacles is a card of an offer of something grounded. It could be in the way of, I feel like an apology, because the King of Cups is wanting to balance the emotions out. You know, that's someone that's in control of their emotions. They don't give them freely, but when he carries the Page of Pentacles with him, that's a grounded messenger when it comes to your emotions. It's like you're wanting someone to understand how that you have grounded emotions for them, or you're in a position to where you care about them. There's an injustice that was done here, and that's the weight, is that you care about this person. Why is the Star in reverse? It came out again. That planet, producer planet card in reverse again. Yeah, this wish that you had that you wanted, something that you really wanted to come together. I feel like it's with this person, but I think it's just in general in your life for a lot of you. It just hasn't came together in the way that you wanted, and you feel like that's your fault in some kind of way. You feel like you sabotaged this here. This is what I was talking about. And I don't know why I didn't say it sabotage earlier, but whatever I said you're the one that caused the tower yourself. That might be part of that burden. Why is the Three of Wands here? You have the Page of Wands. I mean, the Page of Swords. So the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. These are both cards of movement. The Page of Swords with the Three of Wands, it's like you're waiting for communication. For some of you, you're the one that feels like wronged, or that it was part of your karma in some kind of way. But you could be kind of waiting for some sort of communication, or waiting to communicate in some kind of way. I'm gonna get a card for that though. Some kind of truth to be expressed. You could also be waiting and spying on someone, or waiting just to kind of see, waiting to make a move. Why is the advisor here? High Priestess. There's the Bachelor in reverse. So we saw that in the beginning of your reading. It's the Emperor in reverse. There's something to do with you having this inner knowing. This could be someone else. This could be divine masculine energy as well. Why is the Bachelor in reverse? The Four of Swords in reverse. And that's feeling restless about this. This is a misunderstanding. This is the reassuring rose. There's something to do with this being kind of you being misunderstood here. Or this person being misunderstood. You have this inner knowing that you've misunderstood this person, or they've misunderstood you. Or maybe you read this person wrong and it wasn't who you thought. But then you're still kind of confused about that because you have this, the Four of Mirrors here. So that reassurance may be something that never transpired. Why is the Page of Swords here? The Seven of Wands, drama. Gossip and drama, those can't be good. You could be waiting for some sort of gossip and drama to kind of transpire, or waiting to kind of, it's almost like you're waiting for someone to defend themselves or something to this nature. You could be waiting to see what kind of gossip or drama kind of gets started here. You're anticipating something that you feel like you're going to have to defend yourself in some kind of way with. For others of you, you could just be waiting for a message. Getting ready for some kind of competition, or others to be kind of in competition or something to this nature, to where you'll have to kind of wear a mask and not show your true colors. There's something about how, for some of you, you may have to kind of be in a position to where you have to put on a brave face, or put on a certain kind of attitude about yourself in order to kind of move to the place it is that you want. Or you're waiting to kind of communicate to someone to defend yourself. Interesting messages that are coming through. Why is the Planet Producer here in reverse? They have the number, this is strange. You have the number, this is strength. And it's called opening up. There's something to do with you wanting to kind of open up about a wish or something that you've had here that is, you've lost hope in, where you've sabotaged that in some kind of way, and wanting to open up about that. And for some of you, this is just being strong that something didn't work out in the way that you wanted it to, and trying not to blame yourself about that. Why is what is the Ten of Wands? What's this burden? Oh, the Queen of Pentacles. the single mom. How strange. It's very strange because in this deck, these aren't a match. The King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, they have other counterparts. But in this deck, you have the single dad and the single mom. They're all called something different. But these two are both single parents, you know what I mean? That might be significant for somebody. This is a Queen of Pentacles here. So this could be a single mom, but this could be also and look, you have the star there. This could have been your wish, is to be like this Queen of Pentacles here. Or be with this Queen of Pentacles, or to have this Queen of Pentacles. There's such a nourishing energy here with this lunch. I make lunches. I used to make lunches like that for my kids all the time. Now they just do not care. My little one does. Sometimes I will do that for him still. It embarrasses my oldest. And my second one won't even notice. And that's the truth, guys. But it's so like sweet, you know. I remember doing it when they were little, and how much love and effort you put into stuff like that when they're kids. This is like a really loving kind of energy, this Queen of Pentacles. It's something that's very grounded and reliable, somebody you can rely on, somebody you can trust. Somebody you know will be there for you or help you or take care of you in some kind of way. Either you wanted to be this for someone, or this is someone that you wanted. And this isn't. So it's funny too, because this is called a shoulder to cry on. This could have been like your person. You know, that shoulder to cry on. This could have been that, or you could have been that for this person. Either way, this is now a burden. Being this is a burden. For some of you, you are really a single mom, and having to be this person, be this, always kind of be there and be that mom, can be a burden right now for you if you feel like things aren't going right for you here, or you feel like there's some kind of injustice that's done that really kind of pushes on your character, you know? It's hard on you there. We have the 8 of Wands and Judgment that just came out. Fantasy Suites and the last ceremony. This isn't the 9 of Wands. I don't know why I keep getting these backwards. This is the Knight of Cups. This is the 9 of Cups. This is the wish come true, fulfillment, fantasy, and judgment of that. The truth about some kind of fantasy that you have. Something that you want, or something that would bring you happiness. A wish come true, you know. Being in that place where you're enjoying yourself, you have everything you need. It's right before you get to the 10 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is a more self-focused energy. And Judgment, having a wake-up call, facing that. Why are you showing me this? Why is this coming out? Why are you showing me this? I didn't ask for that. You have the Fool. That's taking a risk. What's this about? Who's taking a risk? For some of you, this is about just going after what it is, making that risk and going after what it is that you want for yourself. Being honest and truthful about that. But there's another message here. There's someone else here, guys. Yeah, The Wheel of Fortune, destiny. Whatever position you're in, you feel like it was part of your destiny. It was part of fate. It was purposeful. Everything was meant to happen in the way that it did. I don't think there's any kind of denying of that. There's still kind of a misunderstanding how things have kind of ended here. I think I said that in the beginning with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing 1 in the end. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Sent home. This is the Tower in reverse. This is something, this is a Page of Pentacles, guys. This is someone that could be coming back to fix things. You have the Tower in reverse. This is someone that doesn't want to be sent home. You know, they don't want that tower to come down. And this could just be the way that you feel, you know. It's hard for you to get past that destruction. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want it to be destroyed. What is the Tower in reverse? The Six of Pentacles, quality time. $125 may be significant to somebody. Quality time. You don't want someone to stop giving to you, giving time, giving energy. Just giving to you. See the clocks? What's the importance of that? You have the Queen of now you have the Queen of Cups here. In reverse. The caregiver. If you're waiting on that offer of someone's heart, or someone's offered you this, it's in reverse because it's closed off. And what's interesting is that I asked what you didn't want destroyed, and you have the heart. Someone's been giving you their time, or their love, their energy. And that's something that you don't want to be destroyed. There's burdens here. Give me one more for Justice in reverse. Hierophant, Hierophant. Nope. It's the Six of Wands in reverse. The Challenge winner. This is going to make you feel like you fell off your horse. You fall from grace. In someone else's eyes, that will be a burden on you. You do not feel justified. You feel like you can't win, or something to this nature. You have Justice in reverse with the Six of Wands. These are very similar cards as far as things not working out for you. Very significant, very heavy. It being a challenge. Something that's doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right is such a challenge. You don't feel like you can triumph over that. You don't feel like you can win that battle, and it could actually make you feel like your character's being... Just don't think that you can make that work. Like you don't think that you can make it feel right about it. Can I have one more to sum that up? Came right out. This is the World in reverse. So fans in reverse. So you won't have many fans over this. But it's the World in reverse, so it's a lack of closure in a way. It's that's something that would never end. There's something about you, the feel bad, something about the feeling bad or the feel bad, something never ending. Not learning your lesson, or it being a lesson in the first place. Yeah, getting to, maybe you just got to a calmer place here, or you're trying to see the silver lining in the midst of everything, of you not getting your way, or this being some kind of karma that's playing out. Like, you're having this understanding, I think, about it as well. Getting away from all this, I think, is something that's here too. Recognizing the injustice that was here, even if you're the one that kind of did that. Whatever it is, it's like you just want to see the silver lining in it, understand it, that there is some kind of karma at play here, and how that's playing out, how that's working in order to move forward. So what is the deal with the opening up? In my lap, there's the Bachelorette. So you have counterparts out here twice, King and Queen of Cups, the Empress and the Emperor. And look what she's holding. You wouldn't believe it. But she does have her heart in her hands there. Opening up. Either you've opened up to someone about what it was that you wanted, or you're wanting to open up to that person. It has to do with opening up about what they are, or who they are. Why is the to you? Why is the Empress here? Oh wow. The Five of Wands, there's that competition. Look at this. The Hanged Man, to be continued. Cliffhanger. You're seeing a different perspective in the differences that you didn't see before. And you're putting on kind of a patient kind of exterior. Something you didn't see about someone here in the past. The differences that were there and how you were seeing things is something that's really big. Let's keep going. There's a pause that's here. What is the Seven of Wands? There's the Three of Swords. There's the energy here of wanting to defend. Heartbreak. Either, I mean, that was caused or that's taken place. Wanting to fight for something is here too. Fight for why things have transpired. Why is the Three of Swords here? Wanting to understand this. The Two of Cups, relationship. There's information here about someone that you feel like is not hurting over something, that I think that is hurting over something, and this could be you. And there's a significance here of wanting to kind of fight to defend that this relationship is something that is here that hurts too. For some of you, there's a side note here that you could be waiting to hear. You've heard some kind of gossip here about someone being in another relationship. That's not going to resonate for everybody. You would know about that. But wanting to understand that. is something else that's here. It being some kind of misunderstanding is a huge part of this in some kind of way, by the way. Tell me about that. Why is the Four of Swords in reverse? Page of Wands in reverse, the Free Spirit. There's an idea here around either yourself or someone else where they have got this kind of impression of you of being this kind of more in this free-spirited kind of energy, possibly even have someone else. There's some kind of misinterpretation or misunderstanding of that message. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, for the right reasons. Literally this card's for the right reasons. There's a misunderstanding here about the investment that was made and the reasons for the investment that was made here. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups in reverse. There's a decision that was made over here. Hard decision, sitting at a crossroads, trying to make a decision, something that you want to hold on to. You don't want to let go of this person. It's like you're making a decision that you don't want to let go of this person. But there are challenges here. Who's this Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Queen of Pentacles, anything. You have the Hermit in reverse. There's something that has to come out into the open. You have to come out of hermit mode here. In order to be able to kind of close this current cycle out of where you are and to move forward. That could be part of some kind of wish that's here. Opening up about that and maybe even how you've kind of, or being kind of open about it and how you've kind of participated in that in some kind of way. Opening up about all of that and the differences that were there and how you were kind of seeing things. When it comes to a new beginning or when it comes to something new with someone even, or just something. And in your life, waiting for the right opportunity to communicate, to defend the Three of Swords and the separation or the heartbreak or the pain that was caused there when it comes to a relationship that you had. Why is the Two of Cups here? The King of Wands. The executive producer. Aries, Leo, Sag. It's weird because I feel like there's things that are unknown here between two people. This is explaining what you really wanted in a relationship. One more. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Devil in reverse. There's something to do with not being free to invest in something here. Feeling trapped. Getting out of this, the fear of feeling trapped or feeling like you can't invest or feeling like there's a misunderstanding about what it is that you want or who this person is. Like there's no way around that. But just, there's no other way of seeing it. That's where you have this conflict that's taking place, where it looks like you're a tattletale, or you're trying to get away with something, or there's something here that, there's a manipulation that's here as well. Feeling like you don't have everything it is that you need and you still feel conflicted about something and you need to kind of get out of that, or you feel trapped and you want some kind of freedom from that. It could be the way that someone else is kind of seeing you. This inner knowing about something here that you're keeping to yourself is something else that's here, that's needing to kind of be expressed, or has some kind of misunderstanding that's behind it. And it has to do with the wish fulfillment here. Some kind of fantasy wish fulfillment. This is the fantasy suites, but it's like it's all, when he's sitting there and he has all his cups full around him and he can just sit and enjoy them. He has everything he needs. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, so hoping for some kind of new opportunity to fix something that you've lost here. And this is a relationship. You have the Knight of Wands here as well with the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is wanting to kind of invest in something or put work into something or progress with something. You have this Knight of Cups and this Knight of Wands. Two of these Knights kind of, these are action-oriented and romantic and passionate energies coming at you here. With this Ace of Cups in reverse, with the Ten of Pentacles, not wanting to lose this opportunity here when it comes to love, or understanding of that, and seeing it as something that's fortunate that you want. It's interesting how you can see 7 here, and then also you have this this 12 up here, and this is actually the number 10. So 12 is seeing that different perspective, which is in the middle of your spread. To be continued, cliffhanger. I think if this is a relationship, which obviously it is. I mean, you can't unsee the fact that there's counterparts out on the table like they are. It's to be continued. It's to be continued. There's more to that to come. But there's something going on here in your exterior in your life right now that Spirit's kind of trying to back you up on, and they're giving you some kind of time. This whole thing is kind of purposeful, especially if this is a separation with someone. It's kind of purposeful because it's giving you this ability of time, and it's something that you really need in order to make advancement on something, to fulfill your dreams, to fulfill some kind of dream that you want. It's dark here without you. My life is a little mess right now. The heat between us is insane, and I can't express myself. Will this pain ever stop? I don't want to be who I used to be. You deserve better. What would you say? I feel lonely. I don't want to be alone. Drama again. Why do I feel so lost? I can't take it anymore. I don't know where to start. I think that this is really important. I need to figure myself out. And love is crazy. I wish I could be fully honest with you. I think there's someone here, or this is you, that wants to kind of communicate. You want to start over. For some of you, this is just significant of your life in general, too. Both feel like. Where you feel like there's just so much more to come that you're not seeing. Advice. You have 44. Divine Matrix here. Number 27, a grand symphony. And then you have number 26, a great big love with the heart. And then you have number 39, wish upon a star. And I think this is important because this is something that we've talked heavily about in the beginning of your reading. You have this here, make your dreams big. And you had all those stars in the beginning. They're wanting you to really kind of wish upon a star. Wish for what it is that you really want. What it is that you really see for yourself here. And This great big love is something that's here. Making decision about that is something that's here. This love may be something that you feel is very kind of different, divine. You have those divine counterparts out here. Something that's purposeful and helps you kind of progress in a certain kind of way. This divine matrix is important as well. I feel like that's all we talked about in the beginning of your reading, was kind of all of that with the divine matrix kind of stuff. In a grand symphony, it's like number 27. It's at that stump, you know. See this kind of closing out of things, or this foundation collapsing in a good way, so that you can see it as, oh, this is something to celebrate because I'm moving forward. I'm going to have something different and something completely, a complete change now. Not only in your life, but even this relationship. There's something to do with this foundation being, looking at it as a good thing, that it's being kind of start over, you know? I don't know where to start. Starting fresh. Okay, let's get this. We'll get some initials and close. Long reading. Come here. Celebrate life. Dearest you, you have a unique purpose and a destiny that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is the present to all of the life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. Boy, that's very important. It's kind of what we talked about in the beginning of your reading. You are special as much as you are also okay guys, for real, it's late, I'm tired. It's ridiculous. One with the world, individually, yet part of a whole, great whole. There's a message coming through, I gotta say. This whole thing about you kind of taking a risk and standing apart from the crowd is something that's really big, and I got it with this card when we started, with these two balls that the spider has, and one of them being more purified, and the reason behind that, and if you remember all that. Both truths have led you to this moment where you are saying you are on the right path, you're on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul. Check in with Spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you, and we love you. Gosh, it took me forever to get through that card. Something I wanted to say, though. Always remember that your internal compass leads you towards bad decisions sometimes. I mean, it's not going to always lead you into sunshine. That darkness is purposeful. There's reason behind it. And sometimes, if that's the lesson that you need to learn, your soul's going to lead you into that direction. It's the way that you're meant to learn whatever it is. That's why it's always important to trust your own inner guidance, because you're being taught by who you are. You know, God knows who we are. The universe knows who we are. And our destiny knows who we are. We should listen to our own inner compass, because it's leading us towards what our destiny is and the path that we need to take in order to become the person that we're meant to become. Service. You may be in service to others in some way, but you have to allow others to help you is something that's here as well. Is this thought useful? It's an awesome question. I love to ask myself that all the time. And move away. There's something here about you getting away from, I feel like, I want to say gossip or drama, because that kept repeating itself. And is the thought behind all that, is that useful for you? if anybody feel like somebody's talking gossip or drama about you, if you feel like something's being said, or if you're wondering what someone else is saying, or whatever it is all that useful? Because all of it's just kind of hearsay and wonder and this, and you know, I mean, it's not even helpful. So when thoughts like that come to mind, it's better to just, you can create a whole world of illusions out of stuff other people say. So the most useful thing to do would be to straight up either ask someone or just know yourself what the truth is. Otherwise, it's just wasted mind space and time. We have sin here, maybe significant, and we also have the connection coming out again. This is coming out a lot lately. The two birds with the heart in the middle. So I always think of that as like a spiritual connection. Plus you have the heart here with the wings on it. So there's a cool synchronicity. So you have moving or going with the flow of things. You have the whale tail. Whales remind me of that great big love, you know. So going with the flow of that. Not fighting against it. I don't know why that came to mind, but you have a bee here. So there may be a message in pile 2 for you. I don't know why I just said that, because this is a bee and that's a ladybug, but for some reason, when I saw this, all I could think in my head was pile 2. So there you go, I have to say it. But it's about prosperity and luck being on your side. We have O. Could be a cycle that you've been completing here. We have and, so there's definitely more to come, I feel like, possibly with this relationship here. You have U, D. We have sex right there in the bowl. Have to point that out. SEX, and we have C, N, I, G, T, A, I, A. Hashtag, so there's more under the surface that you don't know. U and T, which I think that you already kind of knew. There's more under the surface of things. Okay. Gut. You need to kind of work on what is your gut feeling and what is your intuition, and where it's coming from. Your intuition you won't get a bad feeling with. If your intuition is telling you something, guys, you won't feel bad about it. It won't make you feel bad. It will make you alert. Think of it next time you feel like you're questioning that. Because if it's a feeling of fear that's taking over, it's not really your intuition, and it'll make you have fear. It'll make you feel bad. It'll make you fearful and everything. But if you just feel like this instant kind of gut feeling, in a way, it's your intuition. Okay. What else? Anything else? Lots of stuff. We have taxes here. Y'all get ready for that. It's coming. I can go ahead and get started on that, I guess. Maybe that's important to somebody. We have tag. We have tag, you're it. Okay, I guess I'm going to leave this here because it was so long. I'm going to let y'all kind of take this one. See what you see. Tuscan. Okay. So that's it. Thanks, guys, for being here. I hope this helps. This kind of took me on a roller coaster. Sometimes they do. I feel like there was a million things that we started at one direction and went into something else, and then we kind of went back to the beginning. Anyway, so I hope that it resonates. I hope it makes sense to you guys. Good luck to you guys moving forward. Sending you my love and support. And thank y'all for your support and your love and your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you soon. Hey, Patu. So if you chose the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, and this is one of my most favorite pins. Now, ladybugs are indicating luck, obviously. You know, they say if a ladybug lands on you, then you're going to have some good luck coming towards you. Also prosperity, especially this one because it's so shiny. I don't know, it just reminds me of prosperity a lot with all these diamonds in it. The different colors is kind of representing a sense of something good coming your way. Also something that may not last long. What does that mean? Making the best out of something that's good that may be coming your way. Because ladybugs, they'll land on you, but normally they won't stay on you very long and they'll fly off, right? That is a weird message. I have never, ever, ever gotten anything like that with that pen. Y'all can't see it because my flower's all over the place, so we'll put it over here. That's better. Okay, so we're going to start with some oracle cards. These are the animal spirit oracles, and we're going to get a couple of these, and then I'm going to go in and get some, actually I'm probably just going to play it a little by ear, but I also have the Alice in Wonderland oracle set next to me I'm going to use. It'll be more like an overall energy. This is going to kind of tell me what we're looking at here for mystery reading. My voice is a little out of it, guys. I'm actually trapped in the house with my kids for the past 4 days. There's been an ice storm, and I'm up early trying to get this done before they wake up, so bear with me. I finished pile 1 late last night, so now I'm up early. Okay. Pile 2, what's their message? What's pile 2's message? What do they need to know most? Aw, it's my favorite. Y'all have the dolphin spirit. This is the number 20. That's judgment in tarot. It also says this and that are true. You also have the ant spirit, which is the number 1. Time to collaborate. Oh, you try to put some puzzle pieces together. What's true, what's not. Number 4, the badger spirit. Be fearless and bold. This is about you having courage. Courage to create some sort of security within yourself is something that's here. It's kind of like pile 1 got kind of a similar message. This is important for somebody. The owl spirit. Maybe you've been seeing owls a lot lately. You could also have someone around you that's spirit animal is an owl. Or you feel that when you're around them. Something to do with their wisdom or their higher point of view of things is something that gives you some kind of guidance. You see clearly now. It's something about this person is something that you could be seeing clearly now more than you saw before. This is kind of Empress Emperor energy. You know, you have the crown. It's the owl's wearing the crown. It's the number 43. So this has to do with something you've been reflecting on, trying to kind of put into focus, kind of figure out, kind of weeding through things. This and that are true. Time to collaborate, putting the puzzle pieces together, especially having to do with synchronicities around this person, around this situation. There's an energy here of you being fearless. Also, on a higher note, this has to do with you kind of figuring out how to put everything that you want or everything that you've been working on kind of together to where it aligns with itself, so that you can kind of collaborate with others moving forward, having some sort of new beginning here. This is the number 1. So kind of taking everything that you've that has transpired for you up until this point and then putting that into some sort of puzzle pieces. You may feel very behind with this. Like you may feel like you're really behind at kind of collaborating in the way that you need. This could also have to do with someone that you're trying to understand. I'm reading into 2 different areas here, guys. So whatever's on your mind, somehow it kind of all fits together though. You could have someone, a friend here. The dolphins represent playfulness and friendship. This and that are true. This being judgment, you know. So if we went off with just these numbers that I'm seeing, for me, this would be more the Chariot energy. With you see clearly now, kind of moving towards what it is that you feel like's right for you, or that you can see things in a more clear perspective when it comes to your emotions and what you really what you want, or trying to get your emotions in a sense of moving into a better position, trying to get yourself into a better position, especially when it comes to do with feeling secure in the amount of growth that you've kind of had, whether that's mentally, physically, whatever it is, different kinds of areas in your life. And then you have this judgment here, and then here would be the Magician, and then that's something that's very strong. So something to do with right now, like this Magician or this manifestation kind of energy that you have, is something that's strong right now where you are, or needing to use this knowledge as it's fresh on your mind. Now, I don't know what that means, but there you go. Maybe you just kind of studied something and now you're sitting on it in a way, but you need to kind of move towards it. You don't want there to be a gap in between. Like if you're studying for a test, you wouldn't want to like study, and then there'd be a long gap before you take the test. You want it to be kind of intertwined or connected in a more like seamless kind of way. And right now is the time where this like manifestation that you have is something that can be fulfilled very significantly. Like the time is now. I feel like this pressure with this time to collaborate. You could be working with others though, you know, ants work together. It may be way more of a weight on your shoulders than what you anticipated as well. Oh, and that kind of took me back for a second. Yeah, it made me feel like I had a heavy weight on my chest, like I had to take a deep breath, like, you know, like golly, that kind of feeling. You may be still kind of working your way around, like how you want to kind of proceed forward, or even there may be some things that you're unclear of, or you're unsure that you know how to even kind of put things together. I think that's more so kind of anxiety coming out. When those feelings or thoughts kind of come up, they're saying kind of shoo. Kind of shoo them away. There's something to do with, you're worried about what's hidden here that you can't see. You're worried about, and also that I think that you feel like things have been working against you in the same way as well. There's reason behind that. It has to do with time. Because you need this here. Okay, you need this courage, this badger spirit. You really need this courage. They want me to look at this. Hold on just a second. There's something about this badger spirit that I don't know that they're wanting me to look up, which I don't normally do, but that's the message. Be fearless and bold. This has to do with you. This is Emperor energy, number 4. So really this has to do with you kind of finding your own, let me pull from this card real quick. So you finding your own strength to kind of be this leader and kind of put yourself in a position to where you can move forward or take control of a situation. There's an idea that you're wanting to kind of be in this position to where you can really kind of have a sense of self. Yeah, you really want to kind of be this kind of leader, or where you have this like you exude pride in some kind of way, like not in a negative way. It's just being someone to be proud of, being something, having something to be proud of. It's Emperor energy. But there's a sense of control that goes in behind this, where you feel like you would be more comfortable if you had this sense of control, or you would be more capable of achieving things if you had the sense of control. And in order to do all this, you have to be fearless, you have to be bold. But there's kind of a distorted, kind of colder energy that's here that I don't think fits your personality well. I think that's something that you fight against. Whatever you're doing here, you may have to be in a position to where you kind of have to cut people out or off or something to this nature, or you have to kind of stay focused here. With this fearless and bold, it's like you keep kind of creating an armor or putting armor on in some kind of way where you feel the need to have to do that. Also, you may be making kind of big decisions here. You have, I think, 2 choices here, 2 different directions to take. One of them's more grounded than the other one. You may be kind of contemplating or thinking about, and you already have roots in one scenario, but the other one is somewhere that your passion or your spirit's kind of pulling you towards. Number 4, Badger Spirit. I'm not going to read all this. I know I said that last time and I read the whole thing, but I'm not. There's a protection message on here, and I think that's what they're wanting me to look at. This is important. I'm going to read this. The appearance of the Badger Spirit also serves as a reminder if you have been relentlessly pursuing something that keeps indulging you. The message is that it's time to surrender it up to your highest power and focus on something else. Badger Spirit wants you to protect you from self-will run rampant, from being obsessed with getting what you want in the form you prefer. In timing, there's that timing, that fits perfectly with your notions of what has to be. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around your wants. Better, more beautiful opportunities will be the result when you release some of the Badger Spirit intensely, along with your need to have it the way that to have it in your way 100%. That's the message that needed to come through. And this is what I was talking about some of that underlining stuff that's there. There's an idea around something not kind of coming together or working out in the way that you anticipated or you wanted, and there's kind of a level of unknowing kind of how to kind of move. I don't know why I'm saying kind of as much as I am. Sorry about that. How to move forward in a certain kind of direction. I did it again. You're just going to have to bear with me with that. Let's get an overall card here. There's something to do with this not working out and it being part of your experience that you don't see. It's almost like, sometimes we can have like this idea of how exactly we want something to go, how we want to achieve a goal, how we want things to transpire. And sometimes there's a wrench that's thrown in there to kind of rattle you up and see if if that's still something that you want. What they're saying here is that they could be protecting you from something that you may not ever acquire full value in. The choice or the road that you're trying to take here may not exactly be the one that you need to be on. It's like Spirit's trying to actually open this up and give you something better, a better situation that would fit more to who you are, who your soul is. It would really help you to thrive. It's like if you were in this other position, like it said, and you try to make it work, you're in your way, exactly your way, it wouldn't go accordingly to really what it is that you really want to manifest for yourself. There's something in that situation that they don't want you to be a part of. Okay, well, that's a very interesting message. What is that about? There's something in that situation they don't want you to be a part of. I don't feel like this is a relationship, if you're wondering. I think somebody's asking that. What is that situation that you don't want them to be a part of? Are you going to come out, or what are we doing here? Photograph and palm tree. Okay, so that's kind of weird. That might be relevant to somebody. This says, looking at your photos, missing you nostalgia, make new memories. And the significance of the beach kind of scenario that we're looking at here is kind of crazy. Stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, and flexibility. They're asking you to be flexible here. I think these are actually synchronicities for somebody, or you're going to get more out of what this is. They're saying there's something that you don't want to be a part of there. There's something you don't want to be a part of there. So if you're picking up on what this is, then there you go, a photograph and palm tree, if that makes sense. Somewhere that you may be looking at kind of creating some kind of stability. But they're pointing out this palm tree because palm trees, we have the runner here, especially if you're running away from, something, because it will only follow you. Our minds, we can't run away from our minds, you know. Also, they're wanting you to look at this. Self-indulgence, focusing on yourself, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. You may need to do some shadows here, especially if you're running. If you're a runner, if you run from like in a codependent relationship, if you're intimacy or listening to your ego, if you have a hard time with some stuff, there's some stuff here, that's not going to resonate for everybody, but there are some things here that they're saying that you need to kind of take a look at. It's part of your shadow self that you need to kind of heal or work on. It has to do with the self-appreciation. We talked about that earlier. Something to do about you having this emperor energy, or needing to be in this emperor energy, this prideful kindness that's here. This palm tree, you know, palm trees do not break. They bend in strong winds, they bend in currents. They're saying they're shifting your energy here, and that you are flexible. You can endure this. I don't know why this is the one that I want to pull, but I'm going to pull it. All those decided they tried to come out, which says, number 18, that's the moon energy. No need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. I was just talking about that. That's why that pulled that. But anyways, they're wanting you to really think about this. Think about how strong you are. Think about this badger spirit, to be fearless and bold. I'm going to put these up here. Just for a side note. Let's get some tarot. Something about eating your words here. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm just telling y'all everything I'm hearing. Everything. So you have this fish here. Fishes are about new beginnings, going with the flow of things. And you may feel like you're having to eat your words, or you see how, I don't know what that is in the fish's mouth, but this is Alice in Wonderland, so there's some crazy things going on there. There's also the flying fish here. There's the messengers of spirit over here, 2 birds. Interesting. I think that there's going to be a message later in that card that I'm not seeing right now. So let's get tarot. You may feel like you've been like a balancing act. You're tired of the balancing act. You're tired of that. You may be really wanting some of that, some security or stability. Palm tree and number 4 over here. Having to eat your words right next to judgment may have something to do with it. There may be something that you're wanting, or something you said that you could, something that you're wanting, something that you said that you could do, or you want to do, or you can do, or you will do. You may be getting behind in something. Having a hard time keeping up with something. Could be keeping up with... For some of you, got kind of into something that hasn't been kind of moving forward in the way that you want. And even though you've tried to stay like this endurance and remember how powerful you are, you know, you've tried to stay in this. They're saying that be fearless and bold, that energy's there no matter what. It doesn't have anything to do with whatever's transpiring, not coming together in the way that you want. It has nothing to do with the energy or energy that you're putting into that, or the amount of performance you're putting into that, or the endurance that you're putting into that, or the accomplishment, like what you've accomplished. It has nothing to... Sometimes what we put into something, we don't always like see the reward until later, or one of the reasons we don't see that reward in then, because it's not the thing for us. But we're learning something that we can use in something else where we'll thrive. And maybe there's the reason that that's not the thing for us is because that's not the direction that we're meant to kind of move towards. But we're meant to move towards something else. You know, Spirit kind of will step in there and try to protect you from it. And you know how like you fight for things? You fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. And it doesn't ever work out. One of the reasons it might not work out is because that's really not the direction that you're supposed to take. You're fighting for it because of the how long you've been there, how hard you work for it, you know, how familiar it is. And then you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So you're using all this energy and fight to try to accomplish something that possibly might not even work out right. Or you may be putting yourself in a bad position even. I definitely want to repeat that because of that message that came out was very strange. You don't want to be in that situation. Did you ever like put yourself in a situation or around some other people or something and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't go there. Man, I was planning on it. I was planning on it. I didn't do it. It didn't work out. Let me tell you a crazy story. My mother and my stepdad died in a plane crash. And before she left town, the guy that she was working for, it was for her job. She was an interior designer, and he has a private town. Yes, town. He owns a town. Or he did before he died. He owns a town close to us. And he was flying her over there to do some decorating on a huge house that he had. And she didn't want to go alone with him. He was an older gentleman and he has a reputation. She just didn't want to go alone with him. And so she begged my stepdad to go. And he finally agreed. He's terrified to fly. Never flown before. And before she left, she called my cousin and asked her, who worked with her at the time, would you want to go with me? Because I just don't want to go alone. And she couldn't. I don't remember why. But she said, no, I can't. I can't do that. I have things I got to do, whatever. She ended up not going. Could you imagine that? They didn't make it. That the plane went down. It killed all of them. And could you imagine, waking up that next day? Of course, it took them about a week before they even found the crash, so we didn't really know what happened to them for a while. But waking up after that and realizing what had happened and that you could have been in that situation, that could have been you. Isn't that weird how you get that decision? Making one decision could just totally destroy you or make or break you, There's something here, guys, and the reason I'm telling you this long, drawn-out story is there's something here that Spirit's saying is they could be trying to protect you from something that you couldn't possibly see. Spirit of Cups in reverse. That's the King of Cups in reverse. Your emotions aren't in the right place when it comes to this because I think your ego self is full force, and your ego can get you into trouble. Now you have the King of Swords. The Knight of Swords in reverse, And the Five of Cups. Disappointed. Disappointment. There's something to do with being disappointed of things that were said or done, because this Knight of Swords in reverse can be very, well, it's also a card of dishonesty. I feel like there's something here that you feel as if there's something here that you feel as if was something you said. I'm going to get some clarifiers for these. Give me one more. Thank you. It just popped right out there. The High Priestess. So the High Priestess is a lot like this owl spirit here. You see it clearly now. This is inner wisdom. This has to do with your internal process of how you understand the world internally. How you understand situations, how you understand spirituality, your growth, cycles that you go through. I think some of this is stuff that you're kind of realizing. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. It's funny how these, look at that. That has something to do with pride, being fearless and bold. You're fighting against your own disappointments instead of just acknowledging them. That was very straightforward. I had not much compassion behind that. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that so straightforward. That's not normally how I would wouldn't say something so direct. Maybe you're very direct. I heard there's no beating around the bush. It's funny too, because you have all these kind of bushes around here, and these flowers are the same thing. That's what I was pointing at. So this has something to do with pride and ego. And again, this is coming out with your Knight of Swords here in reverse, which is that dishonesty that's there, or something to do with your pride having to take a hit in some kind of way, right? Of something that you said. And then you have this Five of Cups here, which is the disappointment in yourself when it comes to that. But not wanting to be disappointed in yourself, wanting to just kind of push it aside, like we talked about with being fearless and not addressing this here. And I think that's why this is here, which is this card of focusing on yourself and self-worth and a time to heal. Because this is something that you need to look at. This disappointment that you have within yourself. This you're hard. You're too hard on yourself about things. My gosh, like, life is full of mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 37, I'm still making those suckers. Big ones too, left and right. Why is the Knight of Wands in reverse? It's kind of how you learn in life. I've learned a lot of hard lessons. I have the Page of Wands. Not being able to accomplish something in the way that you want is something that's so big here. Being exposed to that is something that's very big as well. Why is the King of Cups in reverse? The Ace of Cups. Okay, this is coming back around. I told y'all there's something to do with the relationship that's here. There's somebody here. This person could be watching you or spying on you, or, well, no, not necessarily. It's just this knowing. This person just knows something or sees you clearly. Oh. This person could see you in a way that you can't see yourself. Self-worth, time to heal. That is so significant here. This person is seeing you in a way that you can't see yourself. I'm going to tell you a personal story. My ex-husband told me when we got divorced one time, now y'all don't feel bad and all this, there's a whole lot more things that going on there, both sides, but anyway, he said, You're gonna find someone underneath you one day that doesn't know what they have. And he was right. You know, when he said that, it triggered me so bad. It triggered me, and I thought, I would never let something like that happen, you know, and all this stuff. And I realized looking back now, I was like, man, he was right, but it was me. I didn't realize it. I'm the one that didn't realize it. I didn't realize what my worth was, you know? Who cares about everybody else? The fact of it was, he was right. I didn't see what he saw. Isn't that weird how you can be in a relationship with someone and that person could tell you all these things, and you could kind of, if you don't see that about yourself, then you could actually even look at that person like they're just a big fat liar, or they're needing or trying to get something out of you. Because you don't see yourself. You're looking in that same mirror and you don't see that. So it's not true, right? Isn't that crazy? Okay. So there's some kind of relationship that's here. In this relationship, there's healing work that needs to be done here. You see the moth that's on this card? You actually have shadow work here. Why is the Knight of Swords in reverse? Page of Swords. You have a Knight and a Page, a Knight and a Page, reversed, upright. So the Knights are cards of action. It's where you take action towards something. It's where they're in movement. They're moving forward. They're going. The Page is just the messenger of it. I think that there's something, some kind of message or something that you're sending that you haven't acted on, or you can't decide to act on it, or you've kind of jumped the gun here on something. And now you're kind of backtracking a little bit. You may also, there's heavy significance of time, but we saw that when we read the Badger Spirit. And her dress is actually honeycomb, and there's bees around it. Bees got brought up in pile 1, guys. I accidentally called something a bee. I called it a bee, and it was a, no, I called it a, it was a bee. I called y'all's pile a bee, and it was a ladybug, and I said that in pile 1. Maybe there's some messages there for you, but only if you felt called to it. That's representing prosperity. Being vulnerable, or wearing a cape of prosperity. Wanting to be prosperous when it comes to your words and your honesty. Really for you guys, like actually being who you, there's some insecurities here, guys. That's why this came out earlier with the High Priestess, that inner knowing, and this other person seeing things in you can't see. You're all over the place with that relationship and how you feel about that. Let's keep going. Why is the 5 of Cups here? I'm curious about this one. Okay. The Ace of Wands. There's a disappointment here. Look at this. How crazy is this? Was this reading? You have the 2 Knights, the 2 Pages, and now you have 2 Aces here. It's just that new beginning, the number 1 we talked about here. Time to collaborate. There's a disappointment that's here when it comes to something, an opportunity not kind of playing out in the way that you wanted. Why is the High Priestess here? The Empress in reverse. I was just thinking, I wonder if that's a relationship with somebody not being what you wanted, or what didn't go the way you wanted. There's a disappointment in how things kind of transpired there. You have the Empress in reverse that popped out my hand after I said that. So the High Priestess and the Empress are very intertwined. You have 2 and 3 as well. They both have this sense of knowing, this internal knowing. The Empress is someone that can, this could be someone that you feel like is kind of keeping things to themselves in some kind of way about what it is that they know. There's something else here with someone kind of being dependent on you or relying on you, or someone being codependent on you and you having this inner knowing of that. Also this inner knowing that whatever it is that you're trying to grow here, because the Empress is about growth, is not coming together in the way that you wanted. Yeah, and you're clinging on to that. Clinging on to that even though you know it's a dead end. There could also be someone here in your life that could be clinging on to you, that they depend on you in some kind of way. Something about that being the death of you. That's going to be the death of me. What does that mean? That inner knowing. You have this inner knowing about this. What does that mean? Now we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All these knights are halted. They're not moving anywhere. Explain that. Give me one more. Okay. Now you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. And the potential. This is the Fool in reverse. There's an energy here of you being kind of clinging on to something here, but being determined in the same way of not taking a risk towards something it is that you love or you want. And this could even be a relationship, not taking a risk towards love. It being too risky. You know that the Fool takes that leap, has the faith to take that leap towards that Knight of Cups. But when he's in reverse, he's saying, no. That's way too risky. I can't do that. There's nothing down there to catch me. I'm not jumping off this cliff. You lost your mind. That's not happening. And then you have this Knight of Pentacles here, which is someone that just comes to a halt or stop. It's like determined to move something, where you're moving somewhere. You're determined. It's slow, but it's making progress. And you need to have every piece of information and understand things. When it's in reverse, it's like halting. It's like, wait. I'm not moving in the right direction. Or I don't know if I should give to this anymore. You're kind of clinging on to the idea of this. And the dependency that's here, this inner knowing that there's someone here that either is clinging on to this idea with you, or you're clinging on to, or both. Can I have one more for the, oh, let's go through some signs. Well, we have tons of court cards out here. Lots of swords and wands. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. But you also have Cancer energy here. More Aries, which is Self, Pisces, and Scorpio. Lots of double Scorpio. I forgot about the King of Cups over here. Okay, so can I have one more for Death? It's a wiggly old card. Six of Pentacles in reverse. You stop giving to something. That's that decision. Two of Swords. You made a decision here to stop giving to something. You're still clinging on to this inner knowing about that. You made this decision because something wasn't balanced properly. Why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse? Maybe the Three of Wands in reverse. The way that something was going to transpire, or you were waiting on someone to kind of, you're waiting for something. Maybe you're waiting for this person to give to you, and that's something that didn't transpire because they were holding on to an idea of a romantic opportunity or risk here with you. So you stopped that. Why is the Three of Wands here in reverse? The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Not being flexible and dropping the ball here. Two of Swords is about a crossroads. And the Fool in reverse, with all these other cards in reverse of movement, you may be questioning if you made the right decision about something or not with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. I have one more for that. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. There's a lack that's here. Now that you've kind of made this decision. Ten of Cups in reverse. Now that you've kind of made this decision, it's like, I mean, this is sad energy. This is the Ten of Cups in reverse. This is a broken connection, a broken relationship. Everything that you had like this Ten of Cups in, right? It's a wish fulfillment. It's an emotional fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment. Something that you lack. And that's why you're wondering if you kind of dropped the ball here on this relationship. Is this a relationship? What is this? This could also be an idea that you have, you know, that you wanted to accomplish. The Five of Swords. You're conflicted about that. You're conflicted about if this is a relationship. For some of you. For others of you, this has to do with this Ten of Cups. This thing that you've put this amount of time and energy and effort, this wish that you have, and that not coming together in the way that you want, or you not having enough to give to that situation to turn it into that Ten of Cups, that happily ever after. You don't have enough to give to that to make it a Ten of Cups. You're conflicted about that. There's something here that you were possibly waiting on that never happened. Could have been someone else giving to you, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you stop kind of giving to this situation. This could also be an idea that's behind this Empress energy of this High Priestess, of this inner knowing, or someone that has this inner knowing of this. Does this make sense? Because I'm so far gone over there. I've just been over there for way too long. Why is the Ace of Cups here? Well, so this is the Tower, right? I'm gonna have to double check that. Yes, that's the Tower. Let me double check it anyways. You also have the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck in reverse, which is significant because it's someone that's wanting to get out of feeling left out in the cold, you know, someone that wants to get out of that, needing to get out of that, needing to get out of this cold energy. Yeah, so that is the Tower. I was right, and it's in reverse. This is wanting to put something back together, and I asked about it because the Ace of Cups. This is you wanting to kind of put a relationship back together, or not let it kind of fall apart. Also significant to a change in a relationship. What is the Tower? Some kind of change in a relationship that's made you not feel so great. Temperance. Needing to kind of heal that or balance that out. Feel better about that internally. That's what you kind of want You have the Four of Cups, something that you're thinking about. You could be also reminiscing about your past, how you've kind of done things in the past. There's something to do with this inner knowing of where you felt you couldn't rely on someone here. Or it not being what you wanted or expected. But you're seeing that in a different way now. That's why you're conflicted. Give me one more for the Five of Swords. The Six of Wands in reverse. And this is, here we go again. This is the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, there's an idea that emotionally you weren't, there wasn't a recognition of that. It did not go, this did not happen. You're conflicted because you don't feel good about this. Cancer energy here. Sagittarius and some more Scorpio. You don't feel good about this situation here. You don't feel like that you were successful in that situation. It's causing you conflict. And you're thinking about it, holding it together. But you still, because you just don't, there's the energy of you not just feeling right about that. So why is the Page of Swords here? The Eight of Wands. This is communication. This is someone that wants to, it's like you want to move forward, move away from it, quit communication about, what is that about? The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. A lack of investment, something that you've worked on or invested in that hasn't planned out in the way that you wanted it to. This could be an underlining message of somehow connected to this relationship here, this person here, if this isn't a relationship. Somehow this is all kind of intertwined together, you see, and needing to collaborate is something else that's here, but having to kind of be honest about what you can invest in or what you can't invest in or what the long-term investment of something is, and needing to communicate that and needing to be honest about that. Whereas before, maybe you weren't fully honest there. Anything else? The Witch. That is the Magician. So you have that message twice. I'm surprised the Emperor hadn't came out. You have the Eight of Pentacles that just wanted to show up. This is you kind of needing to work on yourself here, like this card talks about. Let's get some advice now. The bottom of the deck is, this is the Devil. This is the Devil. Interesting, I read about this Devil card before. I can't remember exactly everything I read about it, but it's purposeful. Let me show you. And you have the Queen of Pentacles under that with the Two of Cups. There's the Two of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Swords. There's some kind of information. There's the Queen of Cups in reverse. There's your counterpart. You aren't seeing. You're both not looking at each other here. You have the King and Queen are both in reverse. It's like when someone's having disagreement. Someone's suppressing their emotions about things. There's the Hangman, so you're having a different point of view of something. The Seven of Swords is the sneakiness, the strategicness of the relationship, or kind of the disconnect here, the unbalanced. The secrets behind this connection, or this person. You may be kind of seeing this connection in a different way, or seeing this person in a different way from what you've seen them in the past. And you have this Queen of Pentacles here with this Devil energy. It's like you're kind of seeing you're seeing someone's more shadow side than what you've seen in the past. That's something that I think is kind of alarming to you. It's something that you haven't seen in this person before, and I think that it kind of somehow kind of alarms you in some kind of way. There's so many kind of animal symbolisms of shadow work here. You have the bat. Her wings are the bat. You have the moth over here, and you also have this vulture here, which is interesting because vultures actually, okay. So vultures actually, they're needed. That you need vultures. You need someone to come and kind of, there's a message that's coming through. I'm trying to get this one out. Back to back here. You need vultures to kind of clear up the mess, clean up the mess. There's something to do with this Queen of Pentacles that could be part of that for you. But then there's this disconnection that's here. Something to do with them cleaning up a mess, or you needing to clean up the mess here. You need vultures. We need vultures. We need things like this. You know, they're annoying, but we need them. We need, like flies. We need flies. They clean up the crap. They leave some of it too, but they clean up the, you know, we need these kind of creatures because of the bacteria. And all of them can be kind of a nuisance, like a moth, you know, getting into your clothes. But the devil, so it's like recognizing that you need this is something that's really important here for you. It's how you become more secure in who you are and have this self-worth take place. So the devil's purposeful, you know, the darkness, the shadows, all of that's purposeful. It's all needed. And that's really significant here for this message, like this advice here for you overall. Understanding that and whatever's transpired here is a way for you to look at yourself and to be able to turn that knob or turn that switch so that you can, I think, see what this person sees inside of you. That was a very clear message earlier. Look at this. Underneath this is the number 16, and there's the bat. We just talked about a rebirth is assured. So you're going through significant changes right now. There's a rebirth that's assured for you, but this is the number 16, which is that tower, which you're trying to prevent over here, but you have this trust in the divine detours, and this is all what we talked about in the beginning. Now we're circling back around to your overall energy in your life. But there's something about this person that has been significant in I know this is going to sound weird, but the damage that has been caused is part of the purpose, is part of the awareness that brings out these shadows that you didn't see before within yourself. This person has kind of brought that out here. The conflict was necessary, and understanding of that is something that's here to help kind of bring some sort of freedom to you. Needing to work on your own manifestations of what you want. So you can't back up a manifestation and have fear that it's not going to work out for you. That's how you self-sabotage it. If you feel like it's going to, I am a believer that you can manifest something bad for yourself if you think it long enough, if you feel like it's going to happen. And that's self-sabotage. And that's kind of part of this here for you. Needing to recognize that within yourself, and it all stems from your self-worth and not being so hard on yourself here. And somehow this person, I think for some of you, even though there's kind of toxicity or conflict that's here, this person may have saw that in you that you couldn't see in yourself, but maybe you kind of covered that up as this person not being honest in some kind of way because you have that Seven of Swords. Well, I guess that's the end of that. Let's just came to a complete stop, didn't I? Let's get some advice. Oh, I pulled out different cards for these. Okay. Advice for couple. All right. The Uncharted Sea, number 46. So again, this is like representing this unknown area, this detour that you're having to go on right now. This is 10, so significant of closing out a cycle and starting something new. There's darkness under the surface that you're not addressing, and that keeps coming up, the shadow stuff that you're not addressing. I'm going to pull an extra card for that in just a minute. But let me grab them so I don't forget, because I will. Let's get one more for you though on this. So 4 is that stability, 6 would be that healing that takes place. Getting to a calmer place is like the 6 of Swords is something that I'm also seeing here. That came out fast. Into me I see. Number 8. The strength is inside of you. The number 8 is strength and tarot. That's Leo energy, that lion energy. That strength is inside of you. And it really comes from the ideas that you have. Not only that you aren't kind of seeing the fact that you're trying to cover up this warm heart that you actually have, this generosity that you have, that I don't feel like you kind of show that. And it's almost like you're afraid to be vulnerable, or afraid for others to see that, or to be taken advantage of in some kind of way, which is another reason that maybe this connection that with this other person has kind of resulted in the way that it has, with not seeing yourself. Into me I see. Understanding that that strength is inside of you, understanding that that's something that's there, that value is there. It's on the inside. It's not on the outside of you. It's not on what you can accomplish, what you can accumulate. It's inside of you. Once you kind of recognize that's inside of you, everything else will come together on the outside. You know, you have this compass here, and you have to get through your south node in order to kind of go towards your north node. The south node is the lessons that you should be learning in this lifetime, things that you should be leaving behind. In the north node is what direction your internal compass is meant for. What are you supposed to be accomplishing in this life? Maybe that's something you need to look up. You're lacking change and reflection, I feel like. And you're probably saying, I've reflected on everything, but you need to go back and do it again. We always have to kind of repeat reflection periods in our lives. The hermit energy, right? You always have to kind of go back. Well, let's go take another look at this. And every time you're going to see things in a different way. Okay, I'm going to put these down. But we have the land in between, which is also the number 4 right here. All about stability. Beyond the ordinary is something here, number 45. Maybe significant. Maybe you have something inside of you that's beyond the ordinary, that needs to be expressed in a different way from what you're the direction that you're trying to take here. And Spirit's trying to kind of redirect you here, give you a detour. Trust in the divine detour. The land between, you may be feeling like you're in this kind of middle ground area right now. You're not in the past, you're not in the present. I mean, you're not in the future, you're just in this present kind of energy, and you're kind of floating like you don't really have that stable ground quite yet. That may be something that's kind of scary for you where you are. Why are you showing me that? It's time that's necessary. It's time that's needed. Like, you still have a foundation here. It's temporary, but you still have this foundation, and you're still in a good place to where you can establish yourself, find your footing. There's a purpose of why you are where you are that you cannot see, you cannot understand, and you won't until it happens. Huh. Remember my story I told you about my cousin? She almost did go, she almost did go. I think her mother told me that she almost called her and told her she would go, but then she decided not to. It was too late or something. It's just like, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. There's something to do with you needing to be where you are, and having this inner knowing of that, I think, is something that you know, but you're still fighting against it in some kind of way because it's not where you want to be, or it's not where you're trying to direct yourself. And Spirit's going to keep kind of closing that door depending on the importance of where you need to be right now. Stop fighting that in some kind of way, They're not telling you to not keep doing what you're doing or not still have passion or drive. It's just, there's a purpose, bigger purpose behind why you're where you are that you can't see right now. It's the same message I just keep getting, guys. Anything else you want to tell me about that, Spirit? your internal spirit, number 43. Don't we have a number 43 here? Yep. The owl spirit's number 43 as well. Higher self and sacred intuition. There you go. There's another message for you. Phone just went off. So there's something to do with this is now like the time that you need to kind of be spending on your internal self. You have this moment to where you can be in this hermit energy and kind of do the work here. And you have this inner intuition. There's like this energy of you knowing this, knowing you need to do this. Here we go. False entanglement, number 33, emotional influence. Be careful about people around you and what they say. Who cares? You know, who cares? I mean, really, who cares? These people aren't thinking about you. They don't care about you. How do you say his name? Archangel Zadkiel, is that right? Zadkiel. Number 21, which is the world in tarot, and it says self-acceptance, which is what you need to work on here, which is what part of this is. Compassion and forgiveness for yourself. There's also yellow flowers here, which are representing friendship, which is just like this dolphin spirit, so that may be significant as well. This right here, you need to stay away from some people here, guys. There's some people are around you need to get away from. You need to quit kind of, see, I told you I would forget to pull one of these cards if I didn't lay them out. You need to kind of, there's someone around you, some gossip, something going on about you, around you that's not important. Those people are insignificant. It doesn't matter. They don't matter. They're not going to be part of your story in the long run. You aren't even going to remember those people. Those people are going to go through their own kind of karma or life experiences. You need to kind of just, and to me, I see focus in here on your internal self and not what's going on outside of you. We have first quarter moon in Capricorn. Unleash your kindest self. Kind to yourself. Look at there's the line. Full moon in Leo, go wild. In the desert, which is something else that we talked about here with the palm tree and the beach. Full moon in Leo. So Leo's going to be your creativity. I think that they're wanting you to kind of go full force on your creativity here and really bring out that inner child, you know, and really be kind of finding that inner child and that positivity inside of you. That's where all the creativity is. When you have all this other stuff going on, especially any kind of emotional influences around you, you have to go within to find peace, to find self-acceptance, to accept yourself. You have to be kind to yourself and stay grounded within that stress. Within the stress, the situation is causing stress and anxiety. You need to go have fun. I mean, there's a huge significance here of you needing to go have fun. Future energies for Pop 2. So we have commitment here and new love. So there may be a new relationship or potential for a new relationship for some of you. For others of you, this could be just someone. You also have romance at the bottom of the deck. With socialize an ex-partner and uncertainty and missing you and regrets. There's someone here, guys, that an opportunity is here as well. There's an opportunity here. Either you're missing someone or someone's missing you. Your absence is felt. And regrets. Forgiveness is required. Uncertainty about a true romantic connection and an unfinished love connection that's here. Having to interact with this person, it brings both balance and happiness. Can also kind of embracing this romance that's here. Having a potential for this connection, to have some sort of commitment that's here. Well, that was kind of not what I was expecting to come out at all. All right, let's get postcard from Spirit. Oh, there's one thing here, guys, that I need to pull before I close. This internal or shadow work that's here, which we already see a lot of that. there's a card here I think that you need to hear about that. And this, let me get one for it. What's this? Oh, that came flying right out. Ancestral wisdom. This your internal spirit here. We are your ancestors and we love you. We walk on earth many years before you. We ask you at this prominent time to learn and grow from our past experiences. You are our legacy, and we will keep on helping you as we continue to evolve here in the spirit world. Yeah, just because you feel, especially for those of you that feel like you may have some sort of ancestral line that you need to break, or you already kind of internally kind of know that, if that's the case, remember that they could still come along and still kind of redirect you if they feel like whatever this is here that they're wanting you to stay away from, you don't want to be a part of. You don't want to be a part of that. There's something that's going to go, I feel like, I hate saying this. I feel like there's something that's going to go wrong in that you don't want to be a part of, like my story. Something to do with that. Okay, just take it how it resonates. You shine brightly. Yeah, there's a significance on, there's something here, guys. You may have like a soul purpose in this world here that needs to be fulfilled in some kind of way. Okay. Dearest you, all your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful and praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in the higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty. They're wanting you to do that. Go within. Add meditation as a way for you to become empty so that you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for your highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. All is well. Wow. Wow. I mean, the whole thing about, what you're praying for it not happening. The end of that card just blew me away. We have a lot that came out. We have beloved one, flowing, peace, be firmer, surrender, and prepare. Yeah, they're asking you to prepare here. Something's maybe not going to work out in the way that you anticipated, but you are prepared. You need to surrender over to that and stay in this flow kind of energy. There's also a beloved one here that can help bring you peace. There's something to do with being firmer about making your own decisions or what it is that you want. Something to do about being firmer when it comes to that. Also being firmer with your own peace. So not allowing the other people, like we saw that one card, emotional influences to affect you. You need to be stronger in that case. Even if it's just watching something, Okay, y'all have a lot of charms that came out. So the two fish remind me of Pisces energy, maybe significant. You also have the Pegasus here. Always reminds me kind of Aquarius energy, maybe significant. You have the higher view with the crow, seeing things in a bigger, higher perspective. You have the siren here, so someone that has called you in. You may feel like someone's called you in here, but that could also represent you kind of being in the flow of things, allowing things to transform. with the butterfly here and the star. So this wish coming true. This has been coming out all the time. Came out in pile 1. This is significant of a spiritual connection. If you feel like you have a spiritual connection, it could be with this person. There's a heart in the middle of these 2 birds. So feeling connected spiritually with someone. You have F, W or M, X, E, U, Y, another E, F, V, O, E, V, O, V, J. We have love if we had an L, which we don't, but we would have love if we had an L. We have what do we have? Do we have anything? We have Joe. Joe. I really do not see anything. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm sure there's got to be something here that I'm not picking up on. But I'm gonna hold these up because this was a very long reading and let y'all take these. We have we here, so if you need to collaborate with someone. And that X could be just an X, past love, being in a crossroads. Okay. Oh, Joey's in the bowl. There's Joy. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you here. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope this resonates. I hope this definitely helps. There was a whole bunch of stuff that came out in this reading. This was a very long reading. These are long. My readings are long. They just are. So that's all I have. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all your love and all your support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose my favorite, this is actually one of my first decks I ever had, and I love this deck. It's the Tarot of Beautiful Creatures, and then this here key with the 3 diamonds on the end of it. So you may be sitting at a crossroads of which direction to take here. You may actually have more than 2 decisions to make. You may have multiple decisions to make that are influenced by one decision. It may have to do with what you want to give your time to. Trying to figure that out. You may be sitting on an opportunity and you're trying to like put all the pieces together, how that would work, how that would come together. Trying to figure out how you can commit to something there, or how you can work with someone, or how you can have some sort of commitment, or the 2 of you can kind of work together to kind of pursue something here. It's almost like I'm seeing 2 people that each have like a significant mind space, and it's like one of you is being able to look at and forward, and the other person's able to look back to make things kind of work together. And oh man, guys, I think this is going to be kind of more of a spiritual read, just so you know, before we get into it. So be aware of that. I don't know why I'm also seeing a thing of honey here. It looks like a little honeycomb, right? Or it looks like, yeah, I mean, you know how like you would see I'm thinking of Winnie the Pooh, and you know, there's always like jars of honey sitting around. That's what that looks like to me. And this reminds me of the 3 of Pentacles. But the key is like the Ace of Pentacles. That would be the opportunity at hand. And this is like the crossroads. And for some reason, I'm seeing this little X here as 2 people sitting back to back, and their minds kind of going out. This could be someone that you see as a good partner. And you're trying to figure out how to have some kind of commitment, or how you can work together, how things can fit. You're trying to like intertwine this, figure this out, right, in your head. You also have the 6 of Pentacles down here with these 6 diamonds. And there's 6 in each one of these. So it's like, how would everything kind of fit together or work together in some kind of way? When it comes to equal give and take, who's getting what and why out of a situation? For some of you, there's someone else here, like a third party type thing, or someone that's in the middle of this, that would, it would also kind of affect in some kind of way, significantly, how everything's kind of entwining together. I felt like I stayed forever on your charm. So let's actually get some cards out. Let's get some spirit animal cards first. This is going to kind of give us an overall look at what's going on with you, what spirit's kind of wanting to discuss or talk about, what kind of energy you're in. We're going to get an overall energy for where the spread's going to kind of lead us or take us, hopefully. And these messages have been, I've been channeling these kind of all over the place, kind of certain things I normally don't, not like I have been. It's like I'm blurting out things that pop in my head, that may not have any kind of meaning in the reading or understand quite right. So be aware of that. There may be some kind of messages here and there that you feel like you resonate with or may have a meaning to you that don't really fit in the reading. It's very strange. It's a first for me. Okay. So pile 3. Pile 3. What does pile 3 need to know, Spirit? Okay, there's a card in here that is not supposed to be in here. I'm going to put that to the side. We're not going to look at it. I'm just going to set it over here. And let's keep going. Okay, pile 3. We have number 6, the Swan Spirit, soulmate energy, guys. Time for a deep dive. It's a demi-swan. There's no other swan there. So being in a position to where you're currently kind of independent when it comes to a relationship or when it comes to love or it's just within yourself, there's an independent energy that's here. Again, you have this 3. Really working together, wanting to have some kind of commitment is big. Transformation, number 11, this is Justice in Tarot. Transformation is beautiful, butterfly spirit. The shadow is significant here with the sun. The sun's beaming down, causing this. This is the way I'm seeing it, okay? It's how I'm getting the message. And the sun, the clarity, is shining light here on these shadows, where the shadows are, where they lie within you. And it's causing this transformation kind of to take place. If there's been some kind of karma that's been played out here, this is something that's helping to transform you currently between you and someone else. If we don't get someone looking in this direction, it's gonna be crazy, because I feel like that's what's gonna happen. But let's see. Look at that. Oh my God, there's George, my cat, on the bottom of the deck. Which is the number 13, which is death in tarot. That's Scorpio energy, transformational energy, death and rebirth. The cat's that intuition, that knowing. I would totally pull him over here if I could, but I can't because he's asleep. And again, this energy of the two of you kind of seeing things differently. This cat, I guess it's a she, has one green eye and one like red eye. You also have trust the great mystery, number 65. There is a sense of mystery behind all of this, like trusting in the mystery of whatever there is, and like knowing that it's like a much bigger kind of deal than just the two of you is something that's here. And holy cow, guys. I'm literally just now looking at this and seeing that this is 66 here. You have 60 and 66, so 666, which is not a bad number. And then you have 11 in the middle. So this is something that's supposed to put you back in the direct line of your soul growth or your path. You're being kind of redirected here, okay, in this connection in some kind of way. And you have this claiming your independence here at the bottom of this deck and believing in the mystery behind this. Something to do with the two of you needing to kind of be be away from each other or be apart, so that you can have this transformation that takes place. This is a karmic cycle that's being played out between the two of you, and there's still a connection here. The two of you are kind of experiencing things on a much deeper kind of level. I think I'm going to get a you and me spread, guys. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get a you and me spread. So we need to get on this reading. It's going to be long like the other two. Trust in the magic here. This person here is experiencing, by the way, 666, before I forget, is actually a number of almost kind of doing the work, kind of having an understanding, going through some healing, realigning yourself, getting yourself out of the darkness in a way, you know, so that you can have some good fortune coming your way. So that's like the significance of it overall, but it's just right here in general. This right here, claim your independence, is so important. This is about y'all understanding the significance of who you are as individuals and not so much as a connection. So you can work together even though you're apart, you know, because you're needing to kind of isolate yourself or spend some time alone so that you can reflect on things that you've kind of learned or figured out, because you have justice here, right? It has to take place. You have to be on this path so that you can understand things, and then you can transform independently. This bird that's over here, this raven, is not fully grown. You know how they have like their feathers are kind of still fluffy, you know, in certain spots before their big feathers kind of come out. Needing to get on the right path here for this person, the raven, which I'm going to refer to as the raven, and this will be a swan. The white raven. Not even kind of feeling different and feeling out of the ordinary is something that's here with the raven. They're trying to trust in the magic of this connection, or the way that it is. And I think there's a significance here on the toxicity of it and how it's affecting them internally. Is giving them a sense of believing in something. Now, he's holding a twig that has red beads on it. And I'm looking at this as holly because my name's Holly, but that's what it kind of looks like, even though you don't have the vines here. And the reason they're making me see it in this way, and this message that's coming, is holly stands for endurance. You know, the ivy can withhold the coldest of temperatures. There's something to do with that and the growth within yourself that you're starting to kind of recognize with the raven spirit. They're starting to kind of recognize or see themselves in a different way of how maybe they've been kind of, the strength that they have within them has come off as being more of a deflect for what's really going on as far as the healing that needs to be done. And I think that the swan spirit has shined the light here on that. That's what the shadow is for the raven. Definitely too trusting in the magic of it is because of this understanding that's coming into play. You also have the number 12 here, which is the hangman in tarot, which is Pisces energy, and it's about what you believe in. It's also about secrets and karma with taking place, and what's the significance of that and the understanding of that and how it aligns with this connection. This is someone here that's trying to trust within all of that, within themselves, and the magic of what's kind of transpiring in this connection, the way that they have grown or they feel. And then you have this over here, the swan spirit, time for a deep dive. There's a significance here that the swan spirit has, with this being the number 6, has done some healing, and also pertaining to love. I think that the swan spirit is going to be kind of exploring certain things about love or feelings about love or relationships. They're taking time to have a deep dive here in what it is that they want for themselves. They're recognizing or seeing themselves in a different way. They're coming up here as a swan, right? So they're seeing themselves in this way of value and what they can offer. And I think that it's making them kind of reevaluate or analyze past relationships. And they're learning some things. They're taking some time to themselves to have a real deep dive on themselves before they kind of move forward. And that's part of their transformation. So you're in two very different areas, right? But you're both kind of transforming independently. You have to be separated from one another at this time in order to gain your own inner independence in the way that you need. Curious to see what this card is. Look at that. Planning and releasing illusion, clarity, the number 5, and it's an eagle. The both of you are kind of going through this number 5, which is a change, transformation. It's a loss or conflict. Again, that karma thing's coming up. Karma, the toxicities of the relationship and how the conflict is kind of resolved into transforming yourself. For some of you, I don't think this person's quite picked up on that so much as the swan spirit. But the eagle, and I just said this in one of the other piles, the eagle represents a direct message from spirit. You know, I the eagle, right? Isn't that how you say it? Because I'm going to feel real stupid if that's not the way you say it. Pretty sure that's it. But anyway. So spirit's like using this, right? The number 5, using the conflict, using the loss, using the change to shine light on releasing the illusions of things within yourself so that you can clearly see internally who you are independently. And there needs to be kind of a separation for that. Okay, so now let's pull overall energy. I don't know what I'm going to do with this card. We'll figure it out. Okay. So if you can't tell already, I'm pretty sure this is definitely a spiritual read here, and I'm looking at divine masculine and feminine energies in front of me. Can I have an overall energy card for the swan spirit, please? Keeping up, the number 40. This came out in another pile. I think this came out in pile 1. Could be. Pile 1 is this person, pile 2 is this person, and here we are looking at both scenarios, but only take that if it resonates, especially in the case of the divine feminine, divine masculine energies. So what about the raven? That came right out. Natural communication, number 37. This is about authenticity, being authentic to what you want and who you are. Understanding that. It also says flower energies, fairy energies, and elementals, messages. This person here, the raven spirit, is getting a lot of synchronicities. They're closing up a cycle as well. And the swan spirit is giving themselves this time, guys. Look at this. Time for a deep dive. You have the clock here, keeping up. I think this person's keeping up with things of their past. Like they're going back and kind of reanalyzing certain things. They're having some realizations here. This person's having some realizations. And they're putting a lot of effort into that. It says amuse, effort, and advance. for some reason, this person, this swan spirit feels like they're waiting for some kind of communication or some understanding. Or they could just be waiting to see how things kind of transform as well. I know I got super quiet. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think about this other one here. I can't get over the way that this girl's looking over here with the eyes that she has. There's a worry that's here with this person, the swan spirit. The time that goes by. Running out of time or being patient. I think that this person's kind of contemplating if the raven spirit is they're meant to kind of connect in some kind of way. Like there's let's just get into it. I'm just quick kind of looking into that and just go ahead and ask. So we're going to ask about the swan spirit first. What do we need to know about the swan spirit? Ace of Cups and the moon. Well, okay, so they're going back and looking at Cancer energy here, Pisces as well. They're going back and looking at, illusions. What is an illusion and what isn't? Sorry, guys. Concealment. Fondness and concealment. There's a lot of passion here this person has. You have a dragon that's sitting on the heart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get all of them out, and then I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing straight out, because we're going to have to move this along. You're getting two spreads in one, basically. We have the Star. Hope. We have the Empress in reverse. No, we don't. We have the Empress upright. I guess I'm not going to take reversals in this deck. The Seven of Wands. I get it. Now I know why. That's interesting. Bravery, creativity, hope. Okay, so let's see. Ace of Cups. The Ace of Wands. There's that passion. I have energy here with passion. Wait, there's one turned up. It's the Nine of Cups. It's in reverse, and that's significant. That has the same meaning for me right here under the moon, both reverse and upright. Why is the Star here? The King of Swords. That would be your communication, your logic thinking of the future. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is actually pre-Empress energy. So that's very relevant here. Plus the nines that are here, pay attention to that. You have the 777 as well, which I think, did I talk about that? I think I did, from 666 to 777. And then also you have 999, which means that it's time to kind of wrap up loose ends. One of you is kind of sitting in a position to where things are kind of trying to come into alignment. You have an opportunity here. That's the key for you. You have this opportunity here to investigate, to understand, to see something different, to use something. You have an opportunity that's coming to you here. They want you to know this, that you have, here we go with this blurting thing out. You have an opportunity that's coming to you here. If you are this swan, if you are the white raven, this person here has some sort of opportunity they don't want you to pass up. Ooh, I just got so lightheaded. What is happening to me right now? What is that about? Always remember that y'all have free will, right? Okay. You have an opportunity here for healing. We have sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, and focus out. And then healing the heart. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. They're wanting you to kind of, I feel like they're wanting you to look at something here. You have an opportunity here to heal. You have an opportunity here to heal something. You need to change your perception. Perception. Perspection? Is that a word? I don't think so. You need to change your perception of how you're seeing that. What is this about? Oh, a heart with a key, and y'all have the key. Welcoming love and meeting the one, opening your heart and getting together. You're still healing from the past. You have an opportunity here to heal your heart, or for the Raven Spirit, to heal heartbreak. You need to change your perception of something. You're the only one that has the key to open your heart. But there's an opportunity here. You have to open your heart, though. I don't know why I feel like that's not good enough. It's not good enough for me. Spirit, can you give me something else? Can you give me something else with that? I'm missing. Opening your heart. That's heartbreak again. There's something to do with you maintaining hope here in something, or something that has broken your heart in the past. This is like an opportunity for you to heal that, for you to heal something. But you have to kind of look at it. I'm talking about the white raven here. You have to take another look at this heartbreak. That's what they're saying. Take another look at that. Take a look at that again. Heartbreak. Okay. We have commitment here and daydream. It's also the number 11. There's something to do with commitment here. Where's the other 5 we saw? I saw another one. Where was it? Maybe I didn't. There's something to do with this commitment, as I was pulling off of in the beginning of your reading with your charm here. There's something to do with having a commitment here, or this heartbreak over some kind of commitment is something that you need to take a look at. This is something that you think about or you daydream about. You feel like it's part of karma in some kind of way. Has to do with, could have to do with a marriage or something that you feel like is, you're heartbroken. There's a heartbreak here. It's not, what? I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but I'm not at the same time. Does that make sense? Anything else you can help me out here? Spying is coming out again. We had sunglasses earlier, you remember. Now spying. This is number 15. This is toxic. There's something to do with you spying on someone that you could have had a commitment with from the past that you're still heartbroken about. And that is not good for you. But there is a perspective shift that you're having also when it comes to relationships. It's the White Raven, remember. When it comes to relationships and how you're seeing commitment for you. Hierophant energy. You need to get yourself back into alignment with this. Whatever this has to do with. It could be 2 different things. Something that has to do with this. How you're seeing marriage or how you're seeing commitment. That you need to kind of take a look at. We have spy here. So something that's toxic is, I feel like for some of you, you could be spying on this person, or you could be spying on someone that's causing things to be worse for you, and it's keeping you from being able to be into alignment with where you need to go. It could have something to do with someone in competition with you, or you feel like there's some kind of enemy that's around you or something to this nature, or someone. I mean, it says competition, enemy, clever, malicious. Look over your shoulder and the other woman. And then you have meeting and conversating under here. There could have been someone here of your past that you're still like going through you're still going through something with. Meeting and conversating, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted in friendship. There could be just someone here that you have a friendship here with still. And there's something to do with another woman. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's finish this. Geez, 7 of Wands. I'm going all over the place here. There's that Sun energy. That's Leo energy. Clarity. You have another card of clarity. So I'm going to run through this real quick. And then we're going to go over to the other portion. 2 of Pentacles here. So the Swan Spirit, flexibility. The Swan Spirit is trying to be flexible about the future that they see for themselves with what they're experiencing right now with their independence that's here. And trying to claim their independence in some kind of way. They're thinking about relationships here, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands. They're thinking about relationships and passion in relationships and what they would want from a relationship. For some of you, they could even have a new relationship here. But this is also kind of, I think that's them just really kind of exploring, you know? I don't think it's them having someone. I think it's more or less them just kind of exploring. But for some of you, that's the case. But then you have this Moon with the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is a card of being fulfilled, you know, satisfaction. Being fulfilled and happy with what you have. Even definitely emotionally as well. The Moon energy being there is like, I don't know if I am happy with what I have. I don't know if this relationship here too with this White Raven is also something that's coming up in this, not knowing if that was something that was a kind of just a wish fulfillment or some sort of kind of fantasy here, because the 9 of Cups is a card of a fantasy. That is there. And then you have this, you really need to go watch pile 1 if that's the case, guys. And then you have this Moon energy on top of that. So this is the energy of unknown. It's also an energy of maybe having dreams or fantasizing here about someone that might be here. Also, you have the Star here with the King of Swords. This is about you trying to be logical if you are the Swan Spirit. Being logical about your future or hope for the future. Or it's just kind of maintaining some sort of hope. But also kind of following a dream of some sort. Because the King of Swords is all about business, being logical, being reasonable, making a pathway for yourself. I think this is in particular in the Swan's kind of life in general. But definitely like the hope part of it is part of the connection itself. Then you have Empress in the 9 of Pentacles, which is basically kind of being in a place of knowing your worth, which is something else that we talked about here. Growing something new for yourself and kind of being in a place to where you have everything that you need, but you want to kind of build something new here with this Empress energy. She's the one that births life. So you may have some kind of creative kind of project that you want to birth into life, or something to that nature. Also maintaining some kind of stability or being grounded, really. Just maintaining yourself in a, trying to be grounded, is definitely something that's here. And then you have the Sun here with the 7 of Wands. So seeing clearly about possibly some boundaries that you didn't have before, understanding these boundaries in a new kind of way, of it having to do more so with you being brave about how you feel like internally about something. And then being brave enough to kind of walk away from something that you feel like it's not part of your worth or your value. Heavy significance on learning about boundaries here for the Swan Spirit and what that kind of means and the understanding of that. And this is the higher perspective that they're gaining overall. Like this is the message here from Spirit, to release this illusion here about the fantasy of what they want and it not being realistic, you know, and what's reality versus rose-tinted glasses, you know, this kind of, and then taking the initiative to put up the boundary to keep that from influencing you or hurting you in some kind of way. Even though there are these kind of feelings that are here, which is this passion, this love intensified. Okay, so let's look into the White Raven Spirit. Oh my goodness, I'm out of breath and I'm tired. More coffee, more coffee, more coffee. I'm just getting off my toxic. I didn't do it for a week though, but I mean, give me a break. I'm at home with my kids, 3 kids. They have been closed out of school for the past 4 days, so, and we can't go outside and play. We can't do anything but just sit in the house. So I need my coffee, okay? I'm not giving it up. Not giving it up this week. I'll try again next week to detox. But I did do it for 3 days. Okay. What about the white raven spirit? Oh, that came flying right out. Looky there. There's your emperor. Yeah, this is a divine counterpart reading here. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these readings I did today and last night were feminine and masculine energy here. That happens to me a lot. The Six of Pentacles, generosity. Look at there. Death, Scorpio energy. Also Aries here as well. Transformation. Transition. It's interesting this one's called the transition. I think that's what's relevant. And then you have the Ace of Swords. Well, if they also have the Ace of Pentacles, which they should, somebody should. I pointed it out here in your charm. Oh, one more. A lot darker energy here than was over there. The Ten of Wands. And as I speak of the darker energy, there it is. Truth and clarity is really something that's laying on the white raven. The burden of this truth and clarity is what's weighing on the white raven. And also something to do with being hard on themselves and not being smarter in a situation. It weighs heavy on them. They put a lot of weight on them. Like, I mean, it's the Ten of Wands. It's hardship. What about the Emperor here? The Queen of Wands. Determination. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Sagittarius or Leo energy. The Two of Wands in reverse. Decisions in reverse. I'm going to keep this one in reverse. I know I said I wasn't going to take reversals, but I'm going to leave it here. That's giving me a different message than what I need to hear. Why is the Death here? The Wheel. There's that opportunity that we talked about here. So it's being addressed in the middle of the spread. That's where the energy of the reading sits. And it's death, transition, transformation, and the wheel changes. Significant stuff's going on here with this white spirit in general. Not just in this connection, but I feel like in their lives in general. Here's another 10 here. So the 10s are closing out of a cycle. You have 10, 10, 10. And there's a huge closing out of a cycle here for this person. Definitely something that I feel like they are transforming. They have an opportunity that's here, but it's basically like rolling the dice. 22 is here as well. And then you have the Ten of Swords with this Ace of Swords. It's like you have clarity on an ending here. I'm going to speak to the white raven directly, so I can't help but do it that way. Look at that. You're both creating some sort of boundaries. Very different ways. This is about protecting yourself from hardship or protecting yourself from a burden. Having to defend something. Why is this here? Judgment. The truth about something. Guys, really? Pile 2 is this person, I'm telling you. I might as well just title this one Divine Masculine Feminine Readings. Yeah, this judgment here, it's literally named opportunity. The opportunity here is judgment. That's facing your truth and facing your fear. Facing the truth. Being honest, being authentic, which is something else I pulled from here. It's part of the journey. being authentic is part of the journey. And there's a clarity of an ending here that you came into. You're wanting to defend your truth here, right? It's weighing on you. What is that 10 of Wands? What is judgment here? The 7 of Swords, guys. Treachery. Doing something for the wrong reasons, or defending this in some kind of way. The 7 of Swords is about deception. It can also be about being strategic, but that's not what I'm seeing here. This is straight up judgment in the 7 of Swords. So facing a truth, or facing something that you felt like you were getting away with, or you got away with. You know, the 7 of Swords is where the guy goes into the army's camp at night while they're asleep, or they're not defending themselves, and he steals all their weapons so that there's no pain that is caused, no war that's caused. That could have been a reasoning behind this. Needing to defend that, and that's part of the burden. Why is the 10 of Swords here? The paranormal, special card in this deck. This brings me back to this trust in the magic, the curiosity. There's this inner knowing here that you're waiting, you feel as if you're waiting to kind of blow that horn, you know, blow that trumpet, like judgment. You're waiting to waiting for that moment where you have to face judgment here. Curiosity about that, and curiosity about the paranormal is something that's also coming up with trust in the magic. But also, I just heard being paranoid of what's to come is something that's here. The 10 of Swords. The ending here is something that's scary. Closing, no, I'm not just talking about this relationship. I'm talking about closing cycles out. Endings are scary. Endings are the unknown of how something's going to transpire, and facing the newness. The Judgment is a card of a rebirth as well. It's kind of having a huge epiphany, awakening to something that's different from what you felt before. Feeling renewed, or feeling a sense of wanting to kind of renew yourself, or kind of face your fears and allow changes to transpire and take place. If you're curious if that's part of this, and this is the clarity that you're sitting on, then that is the case. Communication about an ending is something that's also here that is causing kind of a curiosity about. Why is that here? What's the message I'm missing? Justice. How this is going to be justified, how this is going to come together. Also, what's kind of the right way and the wrong way here, and like the mystical reasons behind that, the magic, the synchronicities, all this kind of stuff, this understanding of things, the spiritual kind of nature to things, is something that's like causing you to face judgment or question certain parts that you feel very uncomfortable about. And also how this karma is going to kind of play around, how it's going to come together, worrying about that ending, and how this 7 of Swords is going to affect your hardship moving forward. Interesting. Transformation in the Wheel. The Fool. Taking a leap of faith, really wanting to explore explore this. Explore this opportunity, explore the changes, explore what's going on here. But wanting to explore new opportunities as well, something different from where you are, where you've been kind of been. I saw 2222 on the timer there. So why is that? Maybe look that number as an angel number and see what that means. I'll put it on the screen if I don't forget. What about 6 of Pentacles? We haven't talked about this a lot, these two down here. I don't know why we're going backwards like this, but the 6 of Pentacles and this generosity with the 2 of Wands in reverse and a decision. This is about a decision about giving to someone or something, and trying to plan something out, not knowing, or making plans that didn't work out in the way that you anticipated here when it comes to getting and receiving and giving something you could have been passionate about, something that you could have had, someone or something that's close to your heart, that you wanted to nurture. And now kind of stepping into that fear of the unknown here. Being afraid of the future energy and the unknown space in that is something that's really big about your shadow work. Why is the Six of Pentacles with the Two of Wands in reverse? The Lovers. The Ultimate. So number 6. Again. Feeling this relationship, and this relationship being something that you see as, this is kind of weird, but I'm going to say it in this way. It's like seeing someone that you completely kind of fit with in some kind of way. Makes sense. But it's possibly not equal still. Because these are two cards of things being equivalent to each other. Generosity can look in a way of someone giving more than the other, but if you think of the number 6, it's balanced, and giving and receiving is part of that as well. And the Lovers is a card of choice, and you have the Two of Wands underneath that, which literally says decisions on it. I think that there's an unknown or planning or not knowing what to plan. I want to pull one more for something. The Two of Wands in reverse. Being afraid of the unknown of this relationship and where it's headed. You have the Chariot here, Cancer energy, Gemini as well. Pretty much have it all of what's out on the table. I mean, you have a lot of major arcana here as well. Scorpio, Libra, Aquarius, all the wheel, all the big signs, lots of Aquarius, but we're focused on your independence and yourself, so that makes sense. Getting somewhere to a better place emotionally, or taking the reins when it comes to a relationship or making a choice in a relationship, is something that's here. Not knowing what the future holds in that is something that's holding you back. Someone not giving to you in a relationship. Not knowing how you feel about that is really heavy. Why is the Emperor and the Queen of Wands? I think that this is just someone being determined around you is something that is here as well that you're looking at. Strength. You're looking at that strongly. Also, patience is here. Having patience with someone. Still feeling strongly about someone is here. That's where this whole thing starts. Your bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. So this relationship, which literally says relationship, something that's heavy on your mind, or just relationships, because you have the choices here. Choices in relationships. Options in partnerships. And you have the King of Swords here. Could just be kind of looking and thinking about options in relationships, or what you want from a relationship, how you see a relationship, you know, what is your wish when it comes to that. But there's a part of it here where you're trying to be logical, just like the Swan Spirit, trying to be logical of what you look like your options are when it comes to relationships. There's also someone here that you still feel strongly about. Okay, what to get now? Let's get some advice. Let's get some eyes in. I want to see what I want to see what comes out with this, the future here. Well, I just saw express and sexual union, but we'll keep going. That came out in a hurry, missing you. Energies here. Okay, reconciliation and very soon, and obsessions. There's strong attachment here, guys. I don't think the two of you are going to stay apart for very long. But we'll get some more cards to check and see. You have book under the deck now that I shuffled, and soulmate, and hope, and balance, and love, happiness, and uncertainty. For some of you, if there's a third party type thing, there's something about a soulmate that's here that you may gain information about or more knowledge about. Something I don't feel like this is on your person's side. I feel like it's their understanding of something that's going to come into play with a past relationship. So we have missing you, obviously. I mean, the absence is felt. There's not really a whole lot to say about that other than what I've already said. But very soon there's a decision that needs to be made. Is something that's here. And I feel like that's on this person's side. They're the ones that had the decision cards. And they're in the Emperor energy, so they're the one that's kind of taking the forward movement, the reins. Why is missing you here? Future energies. Freedom. That's Tower, number 16. Why is reconciliation here? Spread your wings. That's so crazy. I was sitting here looking at these birds and seeing what I saw, you know, what I was seeing from that intuitively. There are 5 of them here, and there's 2 white ones, and then 3 dark ones. Seeing something in this connection, or something to do with this connection in a different way, and how everything's kind of working together in some kind of way to create this independence or this stability. And then this missing you is felt still, you know? Spread your wings, confidence that leads to freedom and growth. Once I think this independence takes place, or this freedom is something that takes place, that's crazy, both cards of freedom, then a growth will happen independently for both of you, and you'll be able to come back together and reconcile once you kind of feel like you can spread your wings. I don't know how this will come back together, but have patience, they say, when it comes to that. And I wish I could share my good news with you. There's some kind of good news that may come in that someone wants to share, that's going to cause kind of something to transpire again, if you just have patience here. What is that? Who is bringing the good news? What is this about? You have the 6 of Swords, detachment. Somebody detaching from something, that somebody getting away, detaching, removing themselves, getting to somewhere calmer, a calmer space, something to this that they're detaching. Oh, this was up and it wasn't supposed to be. Okay, so we have dependency. Somebody that may be dependent on them. This is the Devil. Some kind of toxic relationship. Something here they're asking you to have patience with. When this person comes back around, or however this comes back around, it's going to have to do with their freedom here and reconciling, not having this codependency that's here, or depending on even for some of you, this could be just them depending on something they feel like is not good for you to be around. Like there's a addiction here, some kind of toxicity that's there. They don't want you to be involved or be a part of that, or they're trying to protect you in some kind of way, so they're kind of pushing you away. In the same sense, this is part of kind of an excuse as well, but part of that shadow that's coming out. Those are both 6s again, 6-6. So this has got to be the Raven spirit. Detaching from whatever that is and getting to a calmer place is this good news that's going to come in. And then you have 7 here, so it goes on to 7. Isn't that crazy? Now you have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Let's see what very soon is. There it is. Thanks, Spirit, for backing me up. There's your spiritual connection. Why is the obsessions here? Well, it's because of that. Chemistry. Yeah. This This is something that you're going to realize, that the actual chemistry of the connection itself. Now it just got really hot. Imagine that. I'm going to turn that off. Whew. Good Lord, I just got burning hot. Okay, the connection itself is something that's very strong. It's twin flame. It's flame. The chemistry is something that's always there. The desire for that is something that's always there. It's always going to bring the two of you back together in some kind of way, even if that's not physically, just like in your dreams or something. You're always going to, I mean, you'll probably always think about this person in some way, shape, or form in your life. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's true. Well, hold on a minute. I'm not ready for that. I didn't ask no questions. We have relationships, though, and hope that came out. What's the swan spirit message? Jeez, they're just throwing them at me. Cleanse. Yeah, that's what I was feeling over there. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time, again, out for some much-needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean your house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. So they're needing you to be independent when it comes to that. Now that you value yourself in the way that you do, if you're swan spirit, now you need to live up to that. Okay, so what is the message for the raven spirit? Memories. Leaving the past in the past. Your memories are like diamonds in a treasure chest of spirit. Ooh, shadow work coming up here too, guys. More and more memories are arising within you. Things that you didn't remember. Guys, when you start to heal trauma, you start to see things within yourself and explore those things and figure out why those are there, and why are you this way outside of just your normal character or your soul. You see things, toxic things about you, and you try to kind of figure those out. Those are your memories you're going back to. When you start to heal your trauma, it sparks new memories that you've forgotten about. I think that could be something that you're kind of going through here if you're the raven spirit. More and more memories are arising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here in spirit world. You may be having a lot of memories about people that are gone, that have transitioned over. And that could be part of the synchronicities or the magic that's kind of taking place, where the raven spirit's like, okay, well, this is getting kind of strange, that kind of thing. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones, so who are here in the spirit world. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love and you have for one another. Well, that was a special message. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love that you have for one another. I feel like that's relevant in this connection because of what I said prior to this, and I feel like that's also relevant with this connection, but relevant within understanding that even though kind of your loved ones are kind of gone, or are gone, that doesn't mean that they're not here anymore. It's just the relationship of that connection has changed into something different, into a spiritual thing. They're still here in a way. It's just that the relationship with them is different. You can't sit and talk to them face to face, but you can still feel them. They can still send you signs. They're still a spirit, you know? There's still a soul somewhere. Let's say that. There's still a soul somewhere. Of them, and I feel like they can help you, you know, in the higher realms, get through kind of things in your life, signs, synchronicities, omens, epiphanies that you may have, dreams that you have. I mean, all these things that we can't explain in some way, even the ones that we think we can explain, but you know, who really knows the meaning behind all of it. Be fearless. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based off of shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes the main story that you use to define yourself in the world. Wow. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that Spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? True story, and I don't know why I'm telling you so much about myself, but when I did my healing and I went back and I realized that there's things from my childhood growing up that I was around a lot of trauma, and I remembered things differently from what they were because I realized, I'm a kid. Not everybody's telling me everything. So your perception is off because of that. And when you get older, you can carry resentments for people in your life even because of things that they've done or said or the way that they treated you or trauma. When you're looking at that person and you realize when you get older, looking back, if you ask questions, if you ask what the unknown is, what do I not know? Why do I feel this way about this situation? What is it about that person they did to me? Why did they do that? I've never really asked myself that question. What was the reason behind that? Was that really true? All these kind of things are things that we carry with us, and then we go back and look at it and we're like, sometimes people do things in our life for reasons that you don't even realize, and you can carry hate for that person or maybe not hate, but grudge for that person, and then you realize why they did what they did. And you can put yourself into their place too. And you may have made different choices because you weren't them then. They were only making those choices through what they had experienced up until that point. All this stuff is kind of like coming online, you know what I mean? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for your co-creation. So tell the one that we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowering story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story that you tell about it. So make sure they're stories that you're proud of. Genuinely Loving Fan Club. The part when you go through a story in your life that you feel like there's nothing I can take out of this. I see 11:33 on the timer right now, guys. And you look at that and you're like, I was just being a certain kind of way. I was making the wrong decisions. I wasn't doing good. I wasn't this and that. And you look at that and you think, if you can actually look at that and put your kind of pride hat down for a minute and be kind of completely honest and not look at yourself in a way of calling yourself names or not showing yourself compassion, not being a friend to yourself, right? If you can look at yourself in a way of, if you saw someone that you loved and cared about go through those same experiences and make those same mistakes, how you would still be there for that person. You would still kind of support that person in understanding that those are just mistakes or those are just bad decisions that led you into those decisions for a reason. There was some kind of lesson that you needed to learn there, not a lesson someone else needed to learn in their certain kind of way. They're different from you. Your soul needed to go through that experience exactly like it was for you to see something or understand something. And at this moment in time, you are starting to pick up on that. You're starting to understand it. You're looking at it in a different way. And you're having some sympathy for yourself. And that's what makes the difference. That's how you forgive yourself for those mistakes and be able to move forward. All right, I feel like I went on a total rant. When I come out of that, it's like, I feel like I just, look at that. Oh my gosh, I literally can't make this up. That's crazy. Let go of the story. There's a big significance around this about letting go of that story that you keep telling yourself about yourself. Everyone goes through stuff that we're not proud of. Everybody does. If anybody tells you, I've never done anything I'm not proud of, they are lying to your face. It's something that nobody else knows. I promise you. We all do it. And you have to go back and forgive yourself for those things. Like, man, I just didn't know, I just didn't know. That was a bad situation. And then let them go. Let it go. You're different now. You're not that person. It doesn't matter what people say around you, the gossip around you, or whatever it is. They just don't know. They don't see what's inside of you. They don't see your growth. Include. Still ranting, aren't I? And judgment separates. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Let go of that old story about yourself. Judgment does separate. It can separate yourself from yourself. Can separate who you really are inside from who you are being on the outside. Every story that you tell yourself, you need to include that judgment in that story separates you from the reality of what really took place. Don't judge yourself when you're going back and looking at things from your past. No judgment. Acceptance. My gosh, guys, I'm on a rave today. Get down off my soapbox and straighten myself out real quick. We have JPGHR. We also have PTZF. YAI. Oh, I got a message I gotta tell y'all guys before I leave. NAY. Yeah. So here's my message. I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. So I always meditate before I do my readings. Y'all didn't get any charms. And one of my meditations, it says it's a spirit guide, connect with your spirit guide kind of meditation. And I was having a particular hard time focusing that day, so I did the kind of more guided meditation, which I like to do now and then. And it said there was gates, kind of like the gates to heaven, kind of, sort of, and they're like, well, focus on your most lovable, most warm-hearted spirit guide to come through the doors. And and this old man emerges, and I was thinking immediately, I knew who this was, like I felt who this was. And I'm not going to tell y'all like all that, but I thought about like really old men, like there's in my town, there's old men here in this town that are just so grouchy. They're so grumpy. And it recurred to me that it's those people that are the most sensitive, I feel like, because they have so many things that they hold within, grudges and stuff that they hang on to. They're so sensitive. They're so touchy. But they actually have the most mushiest hearts of anybody. They can break under emotion a lot easier. It just comes out in anger or frustration, but that's still there inside of them. They could be the sweetest people ever if you just like, it's like they change. It's like someone that's so grouchy and you hand them a baby and they just like, it just completely changes the way that person is. It's kind of like that. I don't know why that was something that was coming to mind, but it was. So I have to tell y'all my stories. So there you go, guys. Nice, really extremely long reading. All of them were that way. I'm just going to go with it. One of these days I'll put out one that's only an hour, if y'all believe that. And yeah, that's all I have. So I guess I'm going to leave you here. So thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and all your support and kindness. I hope this helps. Sending you some love and light, and I'll talk to you soon.